चलो अब यहाँ से रिकॉर्ड कर लेते हैं पार्ट के लिए, नहीं हो रही है, चलो नो प्रॉब्लम। सॉरी मैंने देखा नहीं है था। ओके चलो नो प्रॉब्लम। फर्स्ट वन इज प्लेन मिरर्स। पूरा रिवाइज कर रहा हूँ, कुछ भी नहीं छोड़ रहा, तो बस आप लोग रफ पेपर लेके लिखते चले जाओ, that will be helpful for you the revision. First point, you know, angle of incidence will be equal to your angle of your reflection, and we also know that angle of incidence, angle of reflection and the normal all will lie in your same plane, lie in your same plane. ठीक है? And you know that whenever an object is being kept in front of your mirror, so whatever is the distance of an object in front of your mirror, उसका image भी उतनी ही दूरी पे रहेगा. That means x will be equal to your y. And with whatever the ray of light is being incident on your mirror, so this will be, say for example, your normal. If this ray of light is being incident here, and this will be reflected. This will be reflected, and this is your angle of your incidence I, and this will be the angle of reflection r. Angle of I will be equal to angle of your r. If say for example, if mirror is been rotated by an angle of your theta, reflected ray will rotate by an angle of your 2 theta. ये छोटा सा point अपने को याद रखना है. Then minimum size required to see the length of the image is right now. Length of the mirror required is L is equals to your h by 2. So minimum size of the mirror required to see the complete image of an object is equals to how much beta? H by your 2. Next one, velocity of your image divided by your, that means relative velocity. If I'm writing velocity of image with respect to mirror will be equal to your minus of velocity of object with respect to your mirror. And you know the basic formula, velocity of your image will be equal to 2 times of velocity of mirror minus velocity of your object. ये छोटे छोटे फॉर्मूले से जो पक्का आप लोग को याद होना जरूरी है बेसिकली. क्लियर फॉर एवरीवन? उसके बाद इस पे रफली मैं न्यूमेरिकल्स भी कराता हूँ, पहले एक बार जल्दी जल्दी इसके फॉर्मूलेस रिवीजन कर लें, देन विल ट्राई टू गो फॉर द नेक्स्ट वन. चलो नेक्स्ट वन इसके अंदर अपने पास आता है मिरर्स एट एन एंगल. से फॉर एग्जांपल वी हैव गॉट 2 मिरर्स इंक्लाइंड लाइक दिस. Okay, an angle between them is theta. Okay, now see, whenever a ray of light is being incident on this one, okay, मान के चलो this is a mirror of your M1 and this is the mirror of your M2. Okay, if an object is exactly kept at the center of this one somewhere here, isn't it? This is your object O. So number of images will be equal to your 360 divided by theta. Okay, अगर n is right now for me, if n is right now, if I am getting an odd and even, तो जब क्या हो जाए? अगर n odd आया and n if it is even. If it is even, then you take it as directly n minus 1. That will give me the answer. Okay. If it is an odd, and if it is an odd, and odd होके symmetric and asymmetric है. If it is symmetric, that means if it is exactly at the center, you take it as n minus 1. And if it is your asymmetric, then directly n will be giving the answer. बस इतना याद रख लो. N is equals to 360 divided by your theta. Clear है? Mirrors when they have been inclined at an angle of your theta part deflection. Now इसके अंदर एक deviation का छोटा सा formula आता है basically. I hope everyone remembered that one. So deviation in the mirrors, मान के चलो, this is one mirror and this is your another mirror. This one is making an angle of theta. अब देखो यहाँ पर if a ray of light is been incident on this one like this, and after reflection it is been coming like this, and again from here it has been reflected like this. Now how do you write the deviations बेटा? इसको हम लोग extend करेंगे. Angle made by the incident with the reflected will give me the deviation, that is tau 1. In the same way here also right now, this is an angle of incidence for this mirror, मान के चलो M1, and this is a mirror of your M2. Extend this ray of light in the front direction, angle made by this incident will be giving me the deviation. So here net deviation will be equal to your dou1 plus of your dou2. Both of them are in the same direction. How do you calculate the deviation? Deviation is 180 minus of your 2 times of angle of your incidence. छोटे से फॉर्मूले से इसको हम लोग को याद रखना किसी हाल में भी, ठीक है। चलो, next one is about your third part, spherical mirrors. Spherical mirrors. So spherical mirrors में क्या क्या रिलेशंस याद रखना है बेटा अपने को जल्दी से? One is mirror formula, 1 by v plus 1 by u is equals to 1 by f. और इसको डायरेक्टली हम लोग v ऐसा याद रख लो, v is equals to u into your f, इन दोनों को मल्टीप्लाई करो, divided by u minus of your f. And focal length is equals to your, what is the relation between them beta? Radius of curvature is 2 times the focal length. So f will be equal to your how much beta? R by your, clear? And power will be equal to your reciprocal of focal length, and for the concave mirror it is minus. Magnification का formula m is equals to minus of your v by u. Now how do you calculate the magnification? Magnification is also written as of your size of image by your size of your object. यानी अगर height of image निकालना है, height of image will be equal to your m into your height of your object. So these are the different forms you need to remember in the given condition. Clear? So this is a magnification formula, m is equals to minus of v by u. Power co formula, p is equals to minus of 1 by f. Relation between focal length and the radius of curvature is this one. And mirror formula is 1 by v is equals to 1 by v plus 1 by u is equals to 1 by f. Or directly image distance agar nikalna, v is equals to u into f divided by u minus. And you know that all the distances are to be measured from the pole. This is your mirror and this one is your principal axis. So this will be the pole, and if it is silvered on outer side, so obviously it will be what type of a mirror beta? Concave mirror. This will be concave mirror, and whatever is the object in front of this one, iska image bhi wahin par girega. And if it is above the principal axis, you take positive. If it is below the principal axis, you take it as of a negative. In the direction of the light, we take it as of your positive. Opposite direction to the light, we take it as of a negative. And all the distances are to be measured from the pole. Itna yaad rakh lo basically, isn't it? The same way if I am taking for this one, and if it is silvered in the opposite direction like this, isn't it? Now again, everything above the principal axis will take positive, everything below the principal axis will take it as negative. In this direction you take it as negative, and in this direction you take it as of your positive, isn't it? Because all the distances are to be measured from the pole part of each. Clear? Is it clear? Because in this one the ray of the objects will be coming in this direction, so that will be positive. Opposite direction to that one will be your negative part of relation. I hope you are clear with this one, everyone. Sure. उसके बाद आता है नेक्स्ट पार्ट, रिफ्रैक्शन. ज्यादा डेप्थ में अभी जाने की जरूरत नहीं है, बट बेसिक चीजें आप लोग को रिवीजन हो जाना, इसीलिए मैं करा रहा हूँ, ज्यादा कुछ नहीं. रिफ्रैक्शन के अंदर अपने को बेसिक थिंग याद रखना है, म्यू. म्यू इज इक्वल्स टू योर वेलोसिटी ऑफ लाइट इन वैक्यूम डिवाइडेड बाय वेलोसिटी ऑफ लाइट इन द मीडियम. And we know the formula, v is also equal to n into lambda. Frequency always remains unchanged. Make sure of that. When it is immersed into the water or entering into denser medium, wavelength will become for me your lambda by your mu times, and velocity will become for me your v by your mu times. Clear? मैं इसको v dash और lambda dash लिख लेता हूँ. When it is entering into the medium. Is that clear? There. Snell's law याद रख लो इसके अंदर. So what is the Snell's law? आप लोग को तो याद होगा basically. Basic formula. That is mu1 into your sine of your I is equals to your mu2 into your sine of your R, isn't it? But that is your Snell's law part of relation. क्योंकि इसमें मैं रफली फिर एक बार जल्दी प्रॉब्लम्स कराऊंगा, इसलिए मैं आप लोगों को इसके लिखाने का मतलब ज्यादा कुछ नहीं बेसिकली. द नेक्स्ट वन, ग्लास स्लैब का कॉन्सेप्ट. कॉन्सेप्ट कुछ नहीं है, डायरेक्टली फॉर्मूला से याद रहना आप लोग को, isn't it? So glass slab will be equal to, when an object is right now from this one, and object is right now here right now. ये हो गया denser medium. This is totally right now, say for example a water. Okay, and when a ray of light is being moving from your denser medium like this will be the normal. It will get refracted away from this one. So if I extend this one, this will be the image formation. Okay, so from here to here, if this is your real depth, from here to here, this will be your apparent depth. So this will be your apparent depth. So refractive index अगर हम लोग लिख रहे हैं basically, apparent depth will be equal to how much? Refractive index of 2 with respect to 1. So this is say for example 2 with respect to 1, that will be equal to 1. किसी को बात याद है basically? What is the formula beta? When object is in the denser medium and viewed from the rarer medium, it appears to be nearer. और यहाँ से यहाँ तक this represents for me the shift. Shift will be equal to your real depth minus of your apparent depth. So refractive index will be equal to your how much? Can anyone tell me? Mu2 by your mu1 will be equal to your apparent depth divided by your real depth. Okay, apparent depth I'm presenting by t dash, real depth I'm taking it as of your t. So mu2 divided by your mu1 will be equal to your t dash divided by your t. For air generally we take it as of your 1, mu1 I'm taking it as of your 1, and mu2 is equals to your mu, yani mu is equals to your t dash divided by your t. So shift kitna ho gaya? Real depth. Real depth is how much for me beta? Real depth is represented by your t. That is nothing but t minus of your t dash, isn't it? So that is equals to t. T dash will be equal to mu into t. Okay. So shift ka formula kitna aa gaya? S is equals to your mu minus, that is 1 minus of mu into your t. So this will be the relation. Clear? Is it clear? Or else you can even write like this. S is equals to your thickness t into 1 minus refractive index of your surrounding divided by refractive index of your slab. ऐसा भी लिख सकते हैं. If I am taking for the slab part affiliation, ऐसा, and this is your principal axis. For the slabs, you can remember the shift like this. Clear? Next, again, very important topic of this one. This one I'll take it as 5. And this one I will take it as of your 0.6. That is nothing but TIR, total internal reflection ke formulas. So what are the total internal reflection formulas you need to remember beta? Condition is the ray of light should always move from your denser medium to rarer medium. Rarer medium is represented by your mu r, denser medium is represented by, let's say, mu d. And this one is, say, for example, of your normal. When a ray of light is being incident from the denser medium, it is at an angle called as of your, this I is equals to a critical angle. The refracted ray will become perpendicular to this one. So this angle of refraction will become for me 90 degrees. Isn't it? So refractive index of your denser medium into your sine of your critical angle, that is nothing but IC, must be equal to your refractive index of your rarer medium into sine of your 90. Sine 90 will be equal to 1. So critical angle can be written as what beta? Sine of your IC or theta of your IC will be equal to your refractive index of rarer medium divided by refractive index of denser medium. That means I will be equal to how much beta? Critical angle will be equal to your how much for me? Sine inverse of your mu r divided by mu of your t. Clear? Point number 6, point number 7. Spherical surfaces. Refraction at your spherical surfaces. I hope everyone remember the formula. This is a spherical surface. This is your principal axis. This is the pole. This is the refractive index of rarer medium. This is the refractive index of denser medium. Or else you will take this one as mu1, or else you can take this one as mu2. No problem. Isn't it? So object, all the distances are to be measured from the pole. What is the relation beta? Mu2 by your v minus of your mu1 by your u is equals to your mu2 minus mu1 divided by your radius of curvature. Isn't it? So that is one important relation you need to remember. Then on the point number 8, lenses. So focal length, our lens maker's formula, 1 by f is equals to refractive index of lens divided by r liquid divided by refractive index of your surrounding minus 1 into your, this is 1 by r1 minus 1 by r2. Isn't it? So refractive index of your liquid divided by refractive index of your surrounding. In the direction of light positive, opposite to the direction of light, you take it as of your negative part, isn't it? Now, lens formula, I hope everyone knows, 1 by v minus 1 by u is equals to your 1 by your f. So from this one, I can calculate the v, यहाँ पर plus आ जाएगा, u into your f divided by your u plus f. and here power will be positive, so P is equals to 1 by F. In the mirrors it was negative. Magnification is also positive, M is equals to your V by your U part of relation. So these are the basic formulas which should always be kept in mind while doing the numericals. कल डायरेक्टली फॉर्मुले बेस्ड प्रॉब्लम से आएंगे बेटा, ज्यादा डेप्थ में इस पे प्रॉब्लम्स नहीं आते, लेकिन अगर फॉर्मुलेस आप रिकलेक्ट नहीं कर सके, अगर बेसिक साइन कन्वेंशन नहीं कर सके, तो सीधा साधा परेशानी हो जाएगी इसमें. So make sure that be little bit careful related to your sign convention. How do you calculate the effective power beta? P effective will be equal to your P1 plus of P2 plus of your P3 if all the lenses are kept in a combination. Now how do you calculate the height of your image beta? Height of image by your height of your object will be equal to your M. So height of your image will be equal to your M into your height of your object, isn't it? For concave के लिए positive ले लो, and for concave if I'm taking right now, power for the concave you take it as positive, and for the convex mirror you take it as of your negative. ठीक है, चलो next point. Next one again very important, that is nothing but of your prisms. Prisms के अंदर सिल्वरिंग वगैरह अगर हुआ तो मैं न्यूमेरिकल्स में करा देता हूँ, बट प्रिज्म्स का जो स्टैंडर्ड फॉर्मूला है वो तो आप लोग को मिनिममली याद रखना है. क्रोमैटिक एबरेशंस एंड स्फेरिकल एबरेशंस अगर कुछ प्रॉब्लम्स आ रहे हैं तो उसको छोड़ दो सीधा सीधा, इट विल नॉट हेल्प आउट फॉर यू एट दिस टाइम. सो 8th वन हो गया, चलो 9th वन के लिए चलते हैं. पॉइंट नंबर 9, दैट इज नथिंग बट ऑफ योर प्रिज्म. प्रिज्म का बेसिक स्टैंडर्ड फॉर्मूला, आई होप एवरीवन रिमेंबर इट. सो ये हो गया अपना प्रिज्म. When a ray of light is being incident on this one, actually in the absence of this one, this light should have been traveled in a straight line like this, but due to this medium, this will be the normal. The ray of light is getting refracted and an incident on this one. Again this will be the normal for this one, again it will be getting away from. So this is your angle of your emergence and this is your angle of your incidence. So iska ho gaya mere paas angle of incidence I, and this one is your angle of your emergence, that is nothing but of your E part of relation. ठीक है, and this one is your angle of refraction R1 and this one is nothing but equal to your R2, and this represents me the angle of your prism, that is nothing but of your E. So what are the basic formulas beta? E is equals to R1 plus of your R2. Deviation को formula dou is equals to your I plus of your angle of emergence minus of your E. And for maximum deviation अगर हम लिख रखते हैं, dou max will be equal to your I, or it is also equal to your E, provided that is nothing but equal to how much? 90 degrees. Deviation अगर maximum होना है मतलब that will be equal to what beta? Angle of incidence or angle of your emergence should be equal to your how much for me? 90 degrees. And minimum deviation के लिए, what is the condition for minimum deviation beta? Angle of incidence must be equal to your angle of your images. And deviation का basic formula dou is equals to, for small angle prisms it is mu minus 1 into your E for small prisms like 5 degree, 2 degree, 3 degree, or for thin prisms you can write it out. And the prism formula mu is equals to sine of your minimum deviation plus of your angle of your prism divided by 2 divided by your sine of your A by 2. Okay, so these are the basic formulas which you should be able to do basically on this one. Is that clear for everyone? Okay, sure. One last topic of this one, 9th one हो गया, 10th. टेलीस्कोप माइक्रोस्कोप वगैरह देख लो आप लोग जल्दी से, वो विल बी हेल्प आउट फॉर यू. टेलीस्कोप का जनरल कंडीशन देख लो. मैग्निफिकेशन का फॉर्मूला क्या होता है बेटा? m is equals to focal length of your objective divided by focal length of your eyepiece. We'll be using one convex lens like this, another convex lens like this. The lens which is nearer to the eye is known as of your eyepiece. The one which is nearer to the object is known as of your objective. That is f0, and this is nothing but of your fe. And image formation is somewhere in between them right now, somewhere like this. Okay, so m magnification is equal to how much better? This one, when image is at your infinity. When image is at infinity. And the distance between them will be given by the formula d is equals to f0 plus of your fe. In दोनों के बीच में का distance if is asking, that will be the combination of focal length of your f0 plus fe. If image is formed at least distant of distinct image, if image is formed at your least distance of your distinct vision, so we'll be getting the maximum magnification. So m max will be equal to your f0 divided by your fe into your 1 plus focal length of your eyepiece divided by capital D part of relation. Very important relation है बेटा, जो कंपलसरी याद रखने की कोशिश करो. माइक्रोस्कोप भी लिख दूं क्या? लिख दूं? ठीक है, चलो एक बार रफली लिख ही देता हूं. माइक्रोस्कोप. Okay, single lens का combination है this one. So this one is your single lens. And magnification का formula बेटा, when image is at your v is at your infinity, magnification will be equal to your d by your f. And when the image is at your least distance of distinct vision, magnification will be equal to your 1 plus of your d by your f. ठीक है ना? बेसिक फॉर्मूला बेटा कंपलसरी याद रखना. कॉम्पाउंड माइक्रोस्कोप याद है? फिर भी लिख देता हूं एक बार, आप लोग का रिवीजन हो जाएगा. कंपाउंड माइक्रोस्कोप, इस पे मैं एक बार प्रॉब्लम्स भी रिवाइज करा देता हूं, तो आप लोग का बैठे बैठे रिवीजन हो जाएगा अच्छा खासा. सो कंपाउंड माइक्रोस्कोप, compound microscope में will be having the two lenses again, one is convex and another is of your concave. The net magnification is calculated with the formula magnification of your objective into magnification of your eyepiece, isn't it? If I'm talking about your magnification for your, when image is at, okay, I'll write here first one. Number one, image is at your infinity. When image is formed at infinity, magnification will be equal to your V naught divided by U naught into your D by your FE. Or that will be equal to your L divided by your F naught into D by your FE. Okay, this one is known as of your normal magnification. And in the same way, when image is at your least distance of distinct vision, magnification will be equal to V naught by your U naught into 1 plus D by your FE. Clear? Very important relations. ये formulas at least आप लोग के हाथ में होने चाहिए. That will be helpful for you to do the numericals related to them. I hope I have been covered everything in this one. Cutting off lenses वगैरह के formulas हम लोग numericals में जब आते हैं वहीं पर कहीं पर कर लेंगे. ज़्यादा टेंशन लेने की जरूरत नहीं. But these are the, at least the formulas which you should remember while doing the problems related to your ray optics. एक मिनट. प्रॉब्लम्स कर लें थोड़े जल्दी जल्दी इस पे. फर्स्ट प्रॉब्लम देखो बेटा, कोई कर सकता है क्या? देखो जल्दी से. So the first problem, a beam of light from a source L is being incident normally on a plane mirror fixed at a certain distance x from the source. The beam is reflected back as a spot on a scale placed just above the source 1 Ri. When the mirror is rotated through an angle of small theta, the spot of the light is found to be moving through a distance of y on the scale. The angle theta is given by your how much for this given condition. Is it शेयर हो रहा ना बेटा सभी को? हाँ बेटा, जैसे ये हो जाएगा देन विल ट्राई टू गो फॉर द करंट इलेक्ट्रिसिटी के पे प्रॉब्लम्स कर लेंगे बेटा जल्दी से. ठीक है, अब जितना मेरे से हो सक रहा है उतना तो मैं कर रहा हूँ बेटा. ठीक है, फिर कल मेरे को पूरा वर्किंग है आप लोग के साथ में इतनी देर बैठना है. फिर मेरे को कल कॉलेज भी करना है. मॉर्निंग पे 7 बजे से मेरे क्लासेस है, फिर इवनिंग अप टू 5 o'clock. ठीक है, तो जितना हो रहा है देखते हैं, हम लोग कर लेंगे। क्वेश्चन देखो बेटा, ए बीम ऑफ ए लाइट फ्रॉम ए सोर्स ऑफ योर एल, मान के चलो ये मेरे पास एक मिरर है इस तरह से, ठीक है, एंड हियर इज राइट नाउ फॉर मी ए सोर्स, ए बीम ऑफ लाइट फ्रॉम ए सोर्स, दिस सोर्स का नाम दे रखा है एल, दिस रे ऑफ लाइट इज बीन इंसिडेंट ऑन दिस वन लाइक दिस, ऐसा फिक्स्ड एट a certain distance x from the source, यानी इसका डिस्टेंस यहां से यहां तक कितना है x, isn't it? The beam is reflected back as a spot. Okay, this beam is being reflected as a spot right now. So it is been incident and it is being reflected right now. Okay, isn't it? The beam is reflected as a spot on a scale placed just above the source of your eye. When the mirror is rotated through an angle of your theta, you know that when the mirror is been rotated by an angle theta, the reflected ray will turn in the same direction by an angle of your 2 theta, isn't it? So this is your x और ये हो गया मान के चलो मेरे पास y. You know that y by your x will be equal to your tan of your 2 theta. Angle is very small, so 2 theta will be equal to y by x. So I can write from this one, theta is equals to y by 2x. That's it. Clear? Sure. Next question. Direct question. A person is being 6 feet tall. How tall must a vertical mirror be placed? B, if he is able to see his entire length of this one. Yeah. So you know that what is the length of the mirror wicket? L is equals to your h by 2. मैं draw नहीं कर रहा diagram. Height is given as of your how much for me beta 6 feet. 6 by 2. That will be equal to 3 feet. Formulas जितने मैंने लिखा है ना उसी के ऊपर न्यूमेरिकल से basically. The next one. Ray optics is been valid when characteristic dimensions are very important of same order as the wavelength of the light, much smaller than the wavelength of the light, of the order of 1 millimeter, much larger than the wavelength of your light. It should be much larger than the wavelength of your light. Okay, next one. Two plane mirrors are being inclined at 70 degrees. A ray is incident on one mirror at an angle of your theta. After reflection falls on the second mirror and is reflected from there parallel to the first mirror. Then what is the value of your theta? Two plane mirrors are being inclined at an angle of your एक mirror है, and here this is another mirror. So this one is one mirror and this one is your another mirror. An angle between them is how much? 70 degrees. A ray of light is incident on one mirror at an angle of your theta, at an angle of your theta. मैं red में ले लेता हूँ basically. So when the ray of light is being taken right now, ये हो गया इसका normal. This one is your theta. You know that with whatever angle it is been incident, in the same angle it will be reflected back. तो यहाँ पर reflect हो गई, तो ये भी हो गया angle of your theta, isn't it? I don't know this angle beta. So this angle मुझे तो पता नहीं है basically. Then what is telling? After reflection from the second mirror and is reflected from there parallel to the first mirror. That means the ray of light from this one is going parallel to the first mirror like this. यानी ये इसका अगर normal है basically. If this theta, this angle is say for example, I don't know, I'm taking this angle as y and this angle is say for example of your x. Okay? Is that clear? Now, can anyone tell me what is this angle beta? Deviation will be equal to how much? If the ray of light is moving in this direction, clockwise direction right now for this one. So now what is the total angle? Can anyone tell me? This total angle should be equal to 180 degrees. So x plus y plus 70 must be equal to 180 degrees. That means y will be equal to your how much beta? Y must be equal to 180 minus of your x, isn't it? And I don't know the value of your x. I can get the value of your x beta. So let me talk about this x value. If this angle, if I'm taking right now here, I'll take with black pen. This angle is say for example some phi. This angle will also be equal to your phi, isn't it? So what I can write here right now for this one, this total angle will be equal to your 90 plus of your phi, isn't it? So this must be equal to your how much? This one is 70. This one is right now for me your phi. This is your phi and this one is nothing but equal 90 and plus of your x. This angle is how much for me beta? 70 na? So parallel to this one, this angle is nothing but equal to your 70, isn't it? So what will be the value of your x? We calculate this value. This value will be equal to how much for me? This value will be equal to how much? Only phi value will be equal to how much for me? This is perpendicular here right now, 90. So phi value will become how much for me? Anyone tell me right now? This angle is perpendicular beta. This is 70. This is y is equal to 180 minus x. So this will be equal to your how much for me? This one is nothing but 90 actually, suppose. And this one is of your x. So phi value will become how much for me? 20 degrees. So x value will become how much for me, beta? 90 minus of your 20. That means this will become for me how much? 70. That means 180. Y value will become how much for me? 180 minus of your, this value is nothing but equal to your how much? X value is becoming right now for me 70. So x value is becoming 70 means 180 minus of your 70. ఎంత అవుతుందన్న? అంతేనా? Anyone? This angle I don't know. This angle also I'm taking it as of your z. Okay. This angle I'll take it as of your z. This is theta. This is theta. This is your y. Deviation formula is nothing but how much better? 2 theta in the anti-clockwise direction. Sorry, clockwise direction. And deviation will be equal to 2 into theta is given as for me 70. That means it is rotating 140 degrees in the counterclockwise. That means this deviation must be equal to how much better? This deviation of the ray here, whatever the ray of light is been deviated, this deviation plus of your z must be equal to how much for me? 180 degrees. That means deviation plus z must be equal to 180 degrees. That means from this one I can write z is equals to 180 minus this is your 140. That will be equal to your 40 degrees. That means theta value will become how much for me, beta? This theta value will become for me 90 minus of your z. That is 90 minus of your 40. That will be equal to 50. So this theta value will be equal to your 50 beta. Okay, na? If this theta value is 50, so I can calculate the value of y beta. So y value will be equal to how much right now for me? Y is equals to your 180 minus of your, this one is nothing but of your theta. That means theta will become how much for me? 50 degrees. Yeah, theta value is becoming for me 50 degrees. So value of theta will be equal to 50. That's it. Next one. If two mirrors are being kept inclined at 60 degrees to each other and the body is being placed at the middle of that one. I hope everyone can do this one better. If two mirrors are being kept inclined at 60 degrees to each other and a body is being placed at the middle, then the total number of images formed will be equal to how much? Now, angle between the two mirrors is given for me. This theta is equals to 60 degrees. Just now I told you the formula. N is equals to 360 divided by your theta. This theta is given 60, so it is 360 divided by 60. So 0, 0, 6, 1, 6, 6. So number of images is 6. As it is a center and 6 is an odd number. 6 is nothing but of your odd number and it is your asymmetric. And it is your asymmetric because if two mirrors are inclined to 60 degrees to each other and body is being placed at the middle, then the total number of your images will be equal to how much for me? For the asymmetric, I told you it will be 1. And for symmetric, it will be equal to n minus 1. So if it is exactly at the center means it will be symmetric. So it is 6 minus 1 that will be equal to your 5. Clear? Sure. Next one. Match the corresponding entries of the column 1 with the column 2, where M is the magnification produced by the mirror. Okay, very good question. Again, I think we have done so many times this one. I'm leaving this one for you. Please try to do on this one. The next one, this one. A rod of length 10 centimeter lies on the principal axis of a concave mirror of focal length 10 centimeter. Like say what type of a mirror it is right now? Concave. The silvering is on the outer side. Okay, and we have got a rod. This one is a rod right now. Okay, this one is A and this one is B. And the length of the rod is how much for me? 10 centimeters. So this one is your 10 centimeters from here to here. Concave length of focal length. Focal length is this, for this one is 10 centimeter. Such a way that its end is close to the pole and the pole is 20 centimeter away from the mirror. That means this pole, which I am writing, shit. चार्जिंग हो गई थी बेटा, सॉरी देखा नहीं था, नोट्स रोड हो रही है। लेट अस ट्राई टू कंटिन्यू। चलो चलो चलो, इसका कोई कर सकता है क्या? देखो बेटा जल्दी से। ओरली बोलना पड़ेगा मुझे, बिकॉज आई कांट यूज द पेन राइट नाउ फॉर ए टाइम बीइंग। तो जल्दी से फॉर्मूला लिख रहा हूँ जल्दी से। Rod of length 10 centimeters lies along the principal axis of a concave mirror of focal length 10 centimeter in such a way that its end is closer to the pole, which is 20 centimeter, and radius of curvature is 20 centimeter. Object distance कितना हो जाएगा बेटा, कोई बोलेगा? 20 plus 10, that is equals to 30, and all the distances are to be measured from the pole. So object distance is how much? Minus 30. Focal length will be equal to minus 10. तो image निकालना है। तो how do you calculate the length of the image बेटा? So length of the image will be equal to your V is equals to, याद आया किसी को? आया किसी को? एक मिनट। हाँ, तो यहां से यहां तक ये कितना था मेरे पास? 20। ऑल द डिस्टेंसेस आर टू बी मेजर्ड, तो यहां से यहां तक ये हो गया मेरे पास 30। तो ऑब्जेक्ट डिस्टेंस हो गया -30 सेंटीमीटर, फोकल लेंथ इज इक्वल्स टू -10 सेंटीमीटर, एंड मिरर फॉर्मूला अगर हम लगा रहे हैं, v इज इक्वल्स टू u इंटू एफ डिवाइडेड बाई u माइनस एफ। तो जल्दी से कर दो, इसका आंसर आ जाएगा u is equals to -30 into your -10 divided by this one is -30 and this one is minus of your 10। तो ये बन गया मेरे पास माइनस माइनस प्लस 300 डिवाइडेड बाई ये हो गया माइनस ऑफ योर 20। ये चले गया, सो दिस विल बिकम फॉर मी 2 1 2 5, so it is minus of 15 centimeters। So which is the best option I can write बेटा? minus of your 15 centimeters. So the length of the image will be equal to how much? Can anyone tell me? Image कहाँ पर गिरा फिर? Image is of your minus 15 centimeters. यानी image is right now. इसका image ये B है तो यहाँ पर हो जाएगा B dash and ये हो गया this one. So this is your A dash and this one is your B dash. So image is formed at your 15 centimeters. That means 15 centimeters. That means this A dash is right now from here 15. So length of this image means what will do? 20 minus of 15. That will be equal to your 5 centimeters. चलो इसका आंसर बताओ जल्दी से. The frequency of the light in an electromagnetic wave. ये तो direct question है. Material is given how much for me? Frequency. Wavelength is also given. Refractive index पूछ रहा है. So mu is equals to C by over V. C is 3 into 10 to the power of 8. Velocity is right now 1 into 10 to the power of 8. So that will be equal to this one. This one will get cancelled. 3 is the answer. Very simple question. The next one, I hope everyone can do this question also basically. Wavelength of the light of a frequency 100 hertz will be equal to how much? V is equals to N into lambda. So this one is 3 into 10 to the power of 8. So this is your 100 into wavelength lambda. So lambda is equals to 3 into 10 to the power of 6 meters. Clear? Next one. Can anyone tell me what will be the answer for this one, beta? An electromagnetic radiation. An electromagnetic radiation of frequency is given as how much per meter? L. इसका आंसर आप लोग बोलना. Everyone should give me the answer in your chat box. Let me see how many of you will give me the answer correctly. An electromagnetic radiation of frequency N, wavelength lambda, traveling with velocity v in the air, enters in a glass slab of a refractive index mu. The frequency, wavelength and velocity of light in the glass slab will be respectively how much? You know the frequency is not going to change. So obviously the answer must be either in A or B. C and D तो तब सीधा सीधा rule out कर सकते हो because frequency will never change even though if you are entering from one medium to another medium. Next one is I told you that whenever you are entering from one medium to another medium, wavelength will change by 1 by mu times and velocity will also change by your 1 by mu times. So what is the best option I can write for this one? A is the answer. Sure. Next one. I hope everyone knows this question also. A beam of your monochromatic light. A beam of your monochromatic light is been refracted from a vacuum into a medium of refractive index 1.5. The wavelength of the refracted light will be equal to your how much? Am I audible? मेरा mic on है ना? अच्छा. कितना है बेटा? A beam of monochromatic light has been refracted from a vacuum into a medium of refractive index 1.5. A wavelength of refracted light will be equal to what? Will be dependent on the intensity of refracted light, same, smaller and larger. Beam of monochromatic light has been refracted from a vacuum into a medium of refractive index 1.5. The wavelength of the refracted wave will be how much? When it's entering from the vacuum into certain medium, beam of monochromatic light has been refracted from vacuum into a medium. That means the wavelength of the refracted wave will be smaller because it is reducing. C will be the answer for that. Sure. Next one. Green light of wavelength 5460 angstrom is incident on an air glass interface. If refractive index of the glass is 1.5, the wavelength of the light in the glass would be equal to how much? I hope everyone knows this one. Wavelength in the vacuum is 5460. What will be the wavelength in the medium? I mean to say when it is entering into another medium, obviously lambda divided by mu. So lambda is 5460 divided by 1.5. Everyone do it. See how much you are getting the answer. Whenever it is entering one word answer, I need not write it. I'm making the phone to charge. That is the reason I'm getting you orally the answer. Wavelength of the light in the rarer medium is 5460. If it is into the denser medium, it will become 5460 divided by refractive index. It is 5460 divided by 1.5. 1.5 is 3 by 2. That means 2 will go up. So it is 2 by 3 into 5460 angstroms. Okay, so just do the calculation. Whatever you get, you can get the answer for that one. Aya Sabiku, how much you got the answer? How many of you are giving me the answer? 3640. Very good. कोई तो आंसर दे रहा है वैसे. Yeah, very good. Next one. Light travels through a glass slab. Rough paper लेके आप लोग भी करते रहो बेटा. Literally, it will be helpful for you. Light travels through a glass slab of a thickness t and refractive index mu. If c is the speed of the light in vacuum, the time taken by the light to travel this thickness of the glass. अगर आपके पास इसके कुछ previous इसके papers वगैरह है तो बाजू रख दो, खाली रफ पेपर ले लो, क्वेश्चन देखो, दनादन आप लोग करते जाओ. It will help you out to do the problems very faster और थोड़ी चीजें आप लोग को आसानी से याद आ जाएंगी basically. When light is been traveling through a glass plate of thickness t and refractive index mu, and if the c is the speed of the light in the vacuum, the time taken by the light to travel the thickness of the glass slab will be equal to how much? How many of you will give me the answer for this one? D. Very good. Time is equal to distance by speed, beta. Time is equal to distance by speed. Distance is given how much, beta? Thickness t. Speed will be equal to c by mu. So mu will go up. So it is mu into t divided by c. D option is the answer. Chalo, very good. Time taken by the sunlight to pass through a window of thickness 4 mm, whose refractive index is your 3.2 or 3 by 2. Sorry. आया किसी को आंसर? Direct question. Time taken by the sunlight to pass through a window of a thickness 4 mm, whose refractive index is 3 by 2. अभी करें हम लोग फॉर्मूला. Okay ना? How many of you will be giving the answer for this one? जल्दी से आंसर दे दो इसका. Yeah, 2 into 10 to the power of 11. Very good. 2 into 10 to the power of your 11. Clear? Chalo, very good. Next one. An air bubble in a glass slab of refractive index 1.5 is 5 centimeter deep when viewed from the one face and 2 centimeter deep when viewed from the opposite face. The thickness of this slab will be equal to your how much? पेपर लेके जल्दी करना आंसर इसका. मैंने अभी आप लोगों को बताया था इसका कॉन्सेप्ट. ठीक है, एक बार कर दो. जैसे ही पे चार्जिंग 5% को आ जाएगी, I'll try to help you out at a time again. चलो. An air bubble is in a glass slab. तो मेरे पास एक ग्लास स्लैब है इस तरह से. Isn't इसका refractive index दे रखा है, mu is equals to 1.5 is 5 centimeters. A glass bubble is been right now यहाँ पर somewhere. ये हो गया इसका bubble. Isn't say for example one round face, the distance is say for example d1. From other face, this distance is say for example d2. So when viewed from one face and 2 centimeter deep, when viewed from the 5 centimeters दे रखा है ना, तो d1 d2 की values दे रखा है. So when you are moving it or when you are seeing from somewhere here right now like this, it is d1. When you are seeing from here, it is say for example of your d2. Okay. When you are seeing from rarer medium to denser medium, so it will appear to be what, beta? Farer or nearer? Nearer. So d dash will be equal to how much for me? 5. That will be equal to your 1 by refractive index of 1 by 5 times of your d1. So I'll be getting from this one d1 value. So d1 value will be equal to how much, beta? So d1 value will be equal to 5 into 1.5. 1.5 is nothing but 3 by 2. That is your 7.5 centimeters. Clear? The same way d2 dash. Because you're seeing apparent depth, na? So d2 dash is given how much for me? 2. So that is equals to again refractive index 1.5 into this distance will be equal to d2. So from here I can write d2 value is equals to 2 into 1.5. 1.5 is nothing but 3 by 2. So that will be equal to your 3 centimeter. So total distance will be equal to how much, beta? d1 plus of your d2. That will be equal to 10.5 centimeters. And the thickness of this slab will be equal to, this is the thickness of this slab. That will be equal to d1 plus of your d2, 10.5 centimeters. Clear? So, a microscope is being right now focused on a piece of a paper and then the slab of a thickness 3 centimeter and refractive index 1.5 is being placed over the mark. How should the microscope be moved to get the mark in the focus again? Simple condition. So यहाँ पर एक body है and somewhere here I am having a microscope. So from this one I am able to see from this one. So it appears to be little bit appeared to be raised. So it has been increasing, isn't it? So at that time, the apparent depth will be equal to again same formula 1 by mu. Mu value is nothing but 1.5 into original length is nothing but 3 centimeters. 1.5 is nothing but if you are 3 by 2. That means this will become for me how much? 2 centimeters. That means it should be moved by how much, beta? Already it is how much right now? Slab of thickness how much for me? 3 centimeters. The apparent depth is how much for me? 2 centimeters. To get again on the focus means it should be moved by how much? 1 centimeters in the upward direction. So it should be moved 1 centimeter in the upward direction. Next one. One face of a rectangular glass plate is nothing but 6 centimeter thick. देखो बेटा फॉर्मूले वही है, प्रॉब्लम देखो ईयर बाय ईयर में सिर्फ आपको डाटा चेंज हो रहा है, बड़ा डेप्थ में आपको जाने की भी जरूरत नहीं है. One face of a rectangular glass plate is 6 centimeter thick, is been silvered. An object is held 8 centimeter in front of the first face, forms an image 12 centimeter behind the silvered face. The refractive index of the glass slab will be equal to how much? देखो ये मेरे पास एक स्लैब है इस तरह से, and here it is right now silvered. ठीक है, and this one is your axis. यहाँ पर कहीं पर अपना ऑब्जेक्ट है, isn't it? So I am seeing from somewhere here right now. One face of a rectangular glass plate 6 centimeters, यानी इसका डिस्टेंस दे रखा है मेरे को 6 centimeters. This is been thick and is been silvered. An object is held 8 centimeter in front of the first one, यानी object is kept at how much distance right now? 8 centimeters. From where? From one face of this one, यानी यहाँ से यहाँ तक. I'll use another pen. Yeah. So this is your 8 centimeters from here like this. And forms an image 12 centimeter behind the mirror. Yani 12 centimeters behind the mirror part of relation. So when you're seeing from the rarer to the denser, it appears to be little bit of your far. Yani that has been shifted by a small distance right now. यहाँ पर अगर मैं इसका देख लूं, so this will be equal to your t. Okay, and the image is formed somewhere here, which is 12 centimeter from this. Okay, this one is 8, 6, and this one is 12, isn't it? So how much is shift beta right now? This one is of your t, isn't it? So total is nothing but 6 centimeters. यहाँ से यहाँ तक 6 centimeters. So this has been shifted in the front direction. तो मैं diagram थोड़ा मैं आप लोग को clearly ड्रॉ कर लूँ. So यहाँ पर से इसको निकाल के इतना शिफ्ट हो गया. Okay, so now if I write the relation, so total distance will be equal to 8 plus, so this will be equal to how much? But 8 total 6 है, तो apparent depth अभी इसको कितना दिख रहा है? ये दिख रहा है, तो it will be your 6 minus of your t, that must be equal to 12 plus ये distance हो जाएगा, that is nothing but equal to your t, this t plus of your 12. ठीक है ना? So this will be equal to how much बेटा? ये कितना आ रहा है देखो, ये बनेगा 2, that is equals to 2t, t on the terms ले रहा हूँ. So obviously t will be equal to 1 centimeters, isn't it? So d dash will be equal to how much? Apparent depth, it is 1 by mu into real depth, that is real depth, apparent depth कितना दे रखा है मेरे पास? 5, that is equals to 1 by mu into real depth is 6, so mu is equals to 6 by 5, so obviously that will be equal to 1 point. Okay, so 1 point will be the answer. So next one. In total internal reflection, when angle of incidence is equal to the critical angle for the pair of the media in contact, what will be the angle of your refraction? Can anyone tell me the answer for this one, beta? Total internal reflection when angle of incidence is equal to the critical angle, I is equals to C. Obviously, R must be equal to 90 degrees. So D will be the answer for this one. Next one. Which of the following is not due to the total internal reflection? क्या आप लोग बताना? Everyone, give the answer orally for this one. Anyone? Chat box में आप लोग आंसर्स लिख सकते हो इसके. Which of the following is not due to the total internal reflection? Working of an optical fiber, TIR पे depend करता है. Difference between apparent and real depth, that is depending, it's not on critical concept, it is based upon the refraction. Mirage on hot summer, it is TIR. Brilliance of the diamond is also TIR. Is not due to total internal reflection. B will be the answer for this. Okay, sure. Next one. A ray of light is traveling in a transparent medium of refractive index mu, falls on a surface separating the medium from the air at an angle of incidence of 45 degrees, for which the following value of the mu, the ray can undergo the total internal reflection. So mu is equals to 1.3, mu is equals to 1.40, mu is equals to 1.50, and mu is equals to 1.25. क्या होगा बेटा? सिलसिला अप्लाई करो. Mu into sin I is equals to mu 2 into sin R. Mu निकालना है. Refractive index of the air, we take it as of your what? Angle of refraction, you take it as of your 90 degrees. जल्दी से बताओ कितना आ रहा? Ray of light has been traveling in a transparent medium of refractive index of your mu, falls on a surface of separating the medium from the air at an angle of incidence 45 degrees, isn't it? Angle of incidence is nothing but 5, and it is traveling in a transparent medium of refractive index mu. So it is mu into sine 45 is equals to 1 into sine 90. Sine 90 is any of 1. Sine 45 is 1 by root 2. So mu into 1 by root 2 is equals direct question. So now this one we need to do it out better. Small coin, again same concept of your TIR basically. So a small coin is being resting on the bottom of your speaker filled with the liquid. A ray of light from the coin travels up to the surface of the liquid and moves along its surface. How fast is the light ray in the liquid? TIR ka concept. How many of you can give me the answer for this one? Angle of incidence is given how much for me? 37 degrees, isn't it? So it is mu into sine of your 37 degrees is equals to 1 into sine of your 90 degrees. Critical angle, na? So rarer medium to denser medium, isn't it? So from this one, I'll be getting sine 90 is 1. Sine 37 will be equal to mu is equals to 1 by sine of your 37. So sine 37 is nothing but equal to how much for me? 3 by 5. यानी ये बन जाएगा 5 by 3. So V is equals to how much for me? But n into lambda. So refractive index is mu is equals to C by V. So V is equals to C by your mu. So it is 3 into 10 to the power of 8 divided by refractive index is nothing but 5 by 3 into 3. So this will be equal to your 9 by your 5 into 10 to the power of 8. 9 by 5 is how much better? 5 ones of 1 में जाएगा, so it is 1.45, 8 is 40, 1.8 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. So fourth option will be the answer. So next one. A light ray is falling on a rectangular glass slab as shown. The index of the refraction of the glass, if the total internal reflection is occurring at the vertical face, will be equal to how much? Now see, if I'm taking the total internal reflection on this vertical face, the ray of light is being incident from this one. This is being incident on this one like this. The moment it is coming right now, this is making an angle of your how much right now here? 45 degrees. So when you're coming from rarer to denser medium, what happens? It bends towards the normal. So this will bend and it will form right now here, vertical face. That means if this is making an angle of refraction R, this angle will be equal to 90 minus R, isn't it? So apply the Snell's formula. 1 into sine of your 45 is equals to mu into sine of your R. So we'll be getting mu is equals to how much better? 1 by sine 45 is equals to your 1 by root 2. So it is your root 2 into your sine of your R. Okay. Now for this surface, if I'm writing vertical surface, mu into sine 90 minus of your R is equals to 1 into sine of your 90 because it is going along the surface right now like this. Angle of incidence and angle of refraction is 90 degrees. Sine 90 is nothing but 1. So 1 into 1 is nothing but 1. So it is your mu. Sine 90 minus R is nothing but of your cos R. That is equals to your 1. That means cos R is equals to 1 by mu. So sine R will be equal to how much better? Trigonometric condition. Sine R will become how much for me? That will become for me under root of your 1 minus 1 by mu square. So mu value will become how much for me better? So if I'm squaring this one, so mu square is equals to 1 by 2 into 1 by your sine square into your R. Sine square into R means this will become for me 1 minus of 1 by mu square. So if I simplify this one, this will become for me 1 by 2 into your mu square divided by your mu square minus 1. This mu square will get cancelled. So this will become for me mu square minus 1 is equals to your 1 by 2, isn't it? So minus 1 if I get here, it will become for me plus. So mu square will become for me 3 by 2. So mu value is equal to how much for me? Root 3 by 2. So mu is equals to your root of your 3 by 2. Here will be the answer. Simple. Next one. Light enters at an angle of incidence in a transparent rod of refractive index n. For what value of the refractive index of the material of the rod, the light once entered into it will not leave it through the lateral face, whatsoever may be the value of your index. Can anyone? Critical angle concept only. Light enters the angle of your incidence in a transparent rod. So this is your transparent rod like this. Which transparent rod hai basically, isn't it? So for what value of the refractive index of material of the rod, the light once entered into it will not leave through that one. Agar if this is your normal right now for this one, isn't it? And this is the ray of light which is been incident. So if the angle of refraction right now, this is your angle of incidence I. If angle of incidence is at I and will get refracted into the denser medium, it will never come back. That means it is going on the surface right now like this. That means angle of refraction is also becoming for me how much? 90 degrees. So it is 1 into your sine of your 90 is equals to refractive index mu into sine of your R. R is also your 90, isn't it? So that will become how much for me, beta? Can anyone tell me? So this one will become for me R. 90 minus R means what, beta? This angle will become how much for me? This angle is nothing but equal to your R here. And the angle of refraction is nothing but here in 90 degrees. So this angle will become here right now. This is R. So this angle will become for me 90 minus R. This angle will become for me 90 minus R. Okay, na? That means 90 minus R will be the critical angle, isn't it? So it is mu into sine 90 minus R will be equal to 1 into sine of your 90. So 90 minus R is nothing but equal to what, beta? Cos R, isn't it? So your sine 90 is nothing but 1. This is an angle of your refraction. That is also equal to your how much for me, beta? 1. That means mu into sine R is equals to 1 and mu into cos R will become 1. That means R will become how much for me, beta? 45 degrees. So I can write here sine 90 minus R is nothing but equal to your mu into your cos R will be equal to your 1. So R will be equal to 45 degrees. So mu into 1 by root 2 is equals to 1. So obviously mu is equals to root 2. Root 2 means 1 point. This one. So what answer I can write? It should be greater than of your 1 by root. So whatever may be the angle of incidence should not come out. That means that refractive index must be greater than of your root. Okay, sure. Next one. A point source of a light is being placed 4 centimeters below the surface of the water. I hope everyone can do this question. Charging लगा रहा हूँ मेरे से क्योंकि I am having same charging pocket and the pen tablet to be connected to same. That is the reason I am not able to charge it fully. Can anyone try to do this question, beta? Just a minute. सिलसिला लगा के करो बेटा आ जाता. A point source of a light is being placed 4 meters below the surface of water of refractive index 5 by 3. The minimum diameter of a disc which should be placed over the source on the surface of water to cut off all the rays. कितने क्वेश्चंस कितने पेपर से मालूम अभी? बाप रे बहुत ज्यादा ही क्वेश्चन है. हो गया. एक मिनट. ऐसे टाइम वेस्ट होते हैं. This is your surface. This is some point source यहाँ पर. This ray of light is going from here like this, and this will be the normal, and it is getting refracted also. So angle of refraction will be 90 degrees. This is your radius r. Okay, this is your angle of your incidence I. This is given how much better? 4 meters. This is given for me 4 meters. Again from here it is reflecting back. So what should where should be placed on surface of water? Okay, the point source is being placed 4 meter below the surface of water of refractive index. Mu is equals to 5/3. The minimum diameter of the disk यानी यहाँ से यहाँ तक radius आ गया तो diameter आ जाएगा. So I'll writing the refractive index right now. So this is 5/3 into sine of your I will be equal to 1 into sine of your 90. So obviously sine of your I will be equal to 3/5. So I will be equal to 37 degrees. From this triangle, I can write tan I will be equal to your r/4, isn't it? So this is a tan 37 degrees is equals to r/4. So tan 37 is equals to how much better? 3/4 is equals to your r/4. 4 चले गया तो r will be equal to 3 meters. Radius is 3 meters. So diameter will be equal to 2 into r. So 2 into 3, that will be equal to 6 meters. That will be the answer. The next one देखो बेटा. An equiconvex lens has a power P. It is been cut into two symmetrical halves by a plane containing the principal axis. The power of one part will become how much? This is your convex lens. If it is cut into two equi parts like this, so what will be the power? Power is reciprocal of your focal length, isn't it? So power of the each part will be right now. Equiconvex lens has a power of your P and is cut into two symmetrical halves by the plane containing the principal axis. The power of one part will become how much for me? There will be no change in the power. It will remain for me the same. Next one. An equiconvex lens has been cut into two halves along x, O, x dash, y, O, y dash as shown in figure. Let f, f dash, f double dash be the focal length of the complete length of each half in case 1 and each half in the case 2 respectively. Then choose the correct statement from the following part of relation. I hope you can do this question better. When you cut this one into two parts like this, if this is your convex lens, when you're cutting it into the perpendicular, so this will become like this. So this is nothing but equal to your f dash. When you cut vertically, this will become right now for this is your f double dash, isn't it? So power is right now for me how much beta? So f dash will be equal to how much for me? Can anyone tell me? So power is becoming for me right now. When you cut it in the center, it will become for me how much? F double dash will become for me 2 times of the focal length, and f dash will be equal to your f. There is no change in the focal length. So f dash will be equal to f, and f double dash will become for me 2 times of your f part relation. So what is an option I can write? Sure. A lens having the focal length f and aperture of diameter d forms an image of intensity I. An aperture of diameter d/2 in the central region of the lens is covered by a black paper. Then the focal length of the lens and intensity of the image now will become how much per? Okay, so this is your lens beta. Okay, our central part is right now an aperture like this. An aperture of diameter d/2 in the central region of the lens is covered by the black paper. Okay, so area will become how much for me beta? Focal length of the lens and intensity of the image will become how much for me? Focal length is not going to change because whatever this is your principal axis, whatever the rays which have been coming right now here, they are meeting at this point only. Only the rays which have been touching this part will not pass through this one. So there is no change in the focal length. So f dash will be equal to your f. So in this one, two options are there right now. Either the answer should be either in A and the answer should be equal to C. ये तो नहीं होगा, B and D. So what will be the answer right now for this one? If I am taking in terms of area, area will be equal to how much beta? An aperture of diameter d/2. So area is equals to pi into your r square. R is equals diameter is how much for me beta? Aperture of diameter d/2. Diameter is given for me as d/2, isn't it? So diameter is 2 times of your radius r. Diameter is d/2, that is nothing but 2r. So r will become for me how much? d/4. So this will be equal to pi into r is d square divided by 4 square, that is nothing but equal to your 8. 4 square 16, sorry. Okay. So A dash will become how much for me in terms of original area. So A dash is equals to your pi into your R dash square. Original area is pi into your radius is nothing but equal to your d square divided by your 16. No. Original diameter is d by 2. No? So diameter is d by 2. Radius is nothing but 2r. So this is d by 2. So radius will become for me how much for me? D by 4. So this is how much for me? D by 4. That means it will become for me a minus a by 4. 1 by 4 chale ja raha, so it will become for me 3 by 4. So it is 3i by 4 must be the answer. Because area will become how much for me beta? If I'm taking right now from this one small part, a dash will become for me 3 by 4 times of your E. So intensity will also become for me 3i by 4. Next one देखो बेटा. Two thin lenses of focal length f1 and f2 are in contact and coaxial. The power of the combination will be equal to how much? So when both of them are in the combination, that will be equal to 1 by f1 plus 1 by f2 effective power. So that will become for me how much? f2 into your f2 plus this one will become for me f1. Two thin lengths of focal length f1 and f2 are in contact. When two of them are in contact, focal length is f1 and f2. Effective focal length will become this one. So f will become 1 by capital F is equal to this much. So power I got. So this will be equal to power. So P is equal to f2 plus f1 divided by your f1 into f2. D will be the answer. Okay.
Screen share हो रहा है बेटा? I'm audible to everyone. No? A convex lens and a concave lens, each is having a same focal length of your 25 centimeter, are put in contact for the combination of your lens. The power in the diopter of the combination will be equal to how much? So one is your convex lens is being kept in combined with your concave lens. इसका फोकल लेंथ पॉजिटिव हो जाएगा, दैट इज नथिंग बट ऑफ योर प्लस 25 सेंटीमीटर्स, और इसका फोकल लेंथ इज माइनस 25 सेंटीमीटर्स. When both of them are kept in contact, so it is P1 plus P2. So it is 1 by 25 a positive, another one is minus of your 25. So that will become for me 0. Okay. So next one. Two similar thin equiconvex lenses of focal length f each are kept coaxial in contact with each other, such that the focal length of the combination is f1. When the space between the two lenses has been filled with the glycerin, which has the same refractive index 1.5 as that of a glass, then equivalent focal length will be equal to your how much? Two similar equiconvex lens. This is your equiconvex lens like this, isn't it? So power is your P, focal length is F. Power is power P, this is F. So when they are kept in contact, power will become for me 2P, and this is your effective focal length, that is 1 by F. Okay, kept coaxial in contact with each other such that the focal length is becoming for me 1 by F. The space between them is filled with the liquid. Now the space between these two lenses, this one is filled with the water. So at the time the power will become for me P plus P plus P. Two equiconvex lens, and middle there is an equiconcave lens. So one is positive, this will be negative. So this will become for me negative. Middle one will become for me negative. So this one will be minus P plus P. That will be equal to your 1 by your F2. Isn't it? So it's asking the ratio of your F1 by F2. So F1 by your F2 is equals to 1 by 2P divided by 1 by P. So 1 by P gets cancelled. So it will be 1 by 2. So it means it is in the ratio of your 1:2. Direct question. Next one. For the normal eye, the cornea of an eye provides a converging power of 40 diopter, and least converging power of the eye lens behind the cornea is 20 diopter. Using this information, the distance between the retina and the eye lens of the eye can be estimated as of here how much? Now see, what is the total power you are getting, beta? So total power will be equal to 40 plus that is 20. That will be equal to 60 diopter, isn't it? So what will be the focal length? Focal length is reciprocal of that one. So it is 1 by 60. That is nothing but of your 60 centimeters. So if it is writing in centimeters, that means it should be equal to your 100 divided by your 60. So that will become for me this 0 gets cancelled. 5 3s are 5, 1 is 5. That means this will become 5 by 3. 5 by 3 is 2 3s and 2 5s. So distance will be equal to how much, beta? Now the objective distance is at your infinity. Where is the image formation? So image formation when object is at infinity, obviously image is formed at your what? Focal length. So that will be equal to your 5 by 3 means this will become for 3 1.6667 something. That will be the answer. Okay. Sure. Next question. A convex lens is dipped in a liquid whose refractive index is equal to the refractive index of lens. Then its focal length will be equal to how much? When refractive index are same, there is no power beta. Power is 0, so focal length will become for me infinite. Okay, so it becomes for me infinite. When a biconvex lens of your glass having the refractive index 1.47 is dipped in a liquid, it acts as a plain sheet of a glass. This implies that the liquid must have a refractive index of your how much? Can anyone tell me, beta? A biconvex lens of a glass having a refractive index 1.47 is dipped in a liquid. It acts as a plane sheet. When it is acting as if a plane sheet means the condition for that one is 110%. It should be equal to that of the liquid. That means refractive index of a liquid must be equal to the refractive index of glass. Then only it will act as if a glass slab. A must be the answer for that. Next one. A Plano convex lens is made up of a material of a refractive index of your 1.6. Radius of curvature of the curved surface is 60 centimeter. The focal length of the lens will be equal to how much? Formula you already know. 1 by f is equals to 1 by f is equals to your mu minus 1. That is refractive index of your 1 divided by your refractive index of your liquid. So that is nothing but of your liquid divided by refractive index of your surrounding minus 1 into this one is 1 by R1 minus of your 1 by R2. Just now I told you this formula, isn't it? So now if I'm talking about your Plano convex lens, this is your Plano convex lens, this is your principal axis. An ray of light is been coming from this infinity like this. So Plano convex lens is made up of a material of a refractive index mu is equals to 1.6. The radius of curvature of this one capital R is equals to 60 centimeter. Focal length of this lens will be equal to how much? So this is 1 by f is equals to refractive index of lens is equals to 1.6 divided by surrounding is air kabatti 1 divided by 1 minus 1 into 1 by R1 is nothing but infinity minus this one is nothing but of your minus of your 1 by 60. Isn't it? So that will be equal to how much for me beta? 1.6 minus 1 is nothing but of your 0.6. This will be equal to your into 1 by 60. So this will become for me how much? 1 by f is this one. So if I'm simplifying this one, f will be equal to 60 divided by 0.6. Isn't it? So that means this will become for me 600 divided by 6. So that will be equal to how much? 100 centimeters. 100 centimeters will be the answer. Okay. Check. Focal length of a convex lens of the refractive index 1.5 is 2 centimeter. Focal length of the lens when immersed in the liquid of refractive index of 1.25 will be equal to your how much? See, I'm doing these questions on my own right now. I'm not following the reference books from which you are doing it out in the lengthy manner. Basic formulas I'm just using that formulas only to do these problems. Refractive index of your liquid, lens divided by refractive index of the surrounding minus 1 into 1 by R1 minus of your 1 by R2. Focal length of a convex lens of refractive index, that means lens is given as 1.2 is 2 centimeters. Focal length of this one is 2 centimeters. Focal length of the lens when it is immersed in the liquid of refractive index of 1.2 will be equal to your how much part of relation. Now see here, refractive index, when it is immersed in the water, there is no change in the radius of curvature. So this is not going to change. So I'm removing this part of relation. So when it is immersed, this is 1 by 2 is equal to refractive index of surrounding lens is 1.5 divided by surrounding is 1 minus 1. That I'm removing there right now. When it is immersed in the liquid, I don't know, it is 1 by f is equals to 1.5 divided by surrounding is right now liquid. So for the liquid, it is 1.25 minus of your 1. Because there is no change in the radius of curvature. So if I take the ratio of this one, so it is your 1 by 2 divided by 1 by f is equals to, this one is 1.5 minus 1, that is nothing but 0.5 divided by, this one is nothing but of your 1.5 minus 1 divided by 0.5. That means this will become for me 0.25 divided by 1.25. Can I write like this? That means this 2 will come here. So this will become for me f by 2. F by 2 is equals to 1.25 into this will become for me 2. Ante kada? Okay na? Ante kada? 0.5, 0.2, 0.2. So this will become for me how much? F will become for me 2 into 2, that will become 4, 4 into 1.25. So 4 into means 4 5 is 20, 1.5 centimeters. This one. Next one. A convex lens of focal length 80 centimeter and a concave lens of focal length 50 centimeter are combined together. What will be their resulting power? See, P equivalent will be equal to your P1 plus of your P2. Okay, sure. Then what are the powers of this one beta? First one is given as of your 1 by f, 1 by 80. This one is another one is nothing but of your concave. That means this will become for me 1 by 50, negative and positive. So it is 1 by 80 is nothing but 1.25, and plus this one will become for me minus, that will become for me 2. 1.25 minus 2, that means this will be a minus of 0.75. D will be the answer. Direct question. Next one. Two identical thin plano convex lens of refractive index 1.5 each, having the radius of curvature 20 centimeter, are placed with their convex surfaces in contact at the center. The intervening space has been filled with oil of refractive index 1.7. The focal length of the combination will become how much for me? Again, good question. Two thin identical plano convex lens having the radius of curvature 20 centimeter placed with their convex surfaces each other. Okay, this is your plano convex lens, and here also convex lens. The space between them is filled with the liquid, right? Okay, so focal length of this one is f1, focal length of this one is f2, and this one is also same f1. So if I'm talking for the plano convex lens, 1 by f1 is equals to 1.5, surrounding is 1, that is 1 into infinity minus of minus, this will be plus. So I'm directly writing the radius of curvature 1 by 20, isn't it? 1 by f is nothing but power, so P1 will be equal to your 0.5 minus 1. 1.5 minus 1 is 0.5. That is nothing but of your 1 by 4. 1 by 0.4. That will be equal to 2.4 diameter. Because focal length I am taking in terms of your centimeters beta. So F1 will be equal to your how much for me right now? Okay. So that one is your P1. So for the F2, if I'm writing 1 by F2 is equals to your 1.7 divided by 1 minus 1. Now this one is right now having two surfaces beta, radius of curvature. So this will become for me minus of your 20. This is minus. This will be your plus of your 20. So this will, you just simplify this one. This will become for me 0.7 into this one will be equal to 1 by minus 20 plus minus minus 1 by 2. That means this will become for me 2 by your 20 minus 1. So this will become for me 0.77 into 14 minus of your 7. This 2 and this 2 will get cancelled. So this will become for me 100. That means P2 will become for me 1 by F2. That will be equal to 1 by minus of 1 by 7. That will be equal to minus of 7 diopters. So for equivalent will become for me how much better? 1 by your 0.2. That is equals to your minus of your 0.5 centimeters. That is minus of your 50 centimeters. B will be the answer. Okay. Next one. A double convex lens has a focal length of 25 centimeter. The radius of curvature of one of the surfaces is double of the other. Find the radius of find the radii if the refractive index of the material of the lens is 1.5. So this is your double convex lens. This is your principal axis. And the focal length of this one is given for me how much? 25 centimeter. Radius of curvature of one of the surfaces is double. That means if R1 is equals to R, R2 will become for me 2R. Find the radii of the radius of the curvature, refractive index of the material of the, find the radii if the refractive index is mu value is given as of your 1.5, is asking that radii value will be equal to your how much. So I'm using the formula 1 by F is equals to 1.5 divided by surrounding is right now for me how much? Air, that is minus 1 into, this one is refractive index 1 by R1 is nothing but of your, this one will become for me R1. This one will become for me R2. The radius of curvature of the one surface is double that of your other. So it is 1 by R1 minus of your 1 by R2. To substitute these values, to simplify it, we'll get the value of your small. प्रिज्म वगैरह के थोड़े प्रॉब्लम्स कर लो बेटा, 15 मिनट्स ब्रेक ले लेते हैं. 12:18 हो रहा है. I'll come back again by 12:30 or 12:35. We will start with your magnetic effects of current or current electricity. ठीक है, एक 15 मिनट 10 मिनट आप लोग ब्रेक ले लो बेटा. बेटा थोड़ा ब्रेक ले लेते हैं. कंटिन्यूसली चल रहा है ना, 10 to 11, 11 to 12, 12:30 होने के बाद एक आधा घंटा ब्रेक ले लो. विल कम बैक अगेन एट 1 o'clock. ओके 1 o'clock को आते हैं, अब जितने बच्चे आते हैं उतने बच्चे आने तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। विल स्टार्ट विद द एरर्स का कंप्लीट कर लेंगे, देन विल ट्राई टू गो फॉर द मैग्नेटिक इफेक्ट्स ऑफ करंट। उसको फोन चार्जिंग भी हो जाएगा तो 1-2 घंटे के लिए तो वर्कआउट हो जाएगा अपने को। 1-2-3 चैप्टर्स कर लेंगे और उसके बाद एनसीईआरटी के एक्सक्लूसिवली ग्राफ्स करेंगे बेटा। एनसीईआरटी के मैंने पूरे ग्राफ्स कट करके एक ही जगह लिखा है, पूरे फर्स्ट ईयर और सेकंड ईयर के। तो पूरे फर्स्ट ईयर और सेकंड ईयर के पूरे ग्राफ्स मैंने एक ही जगह रखा हुआ है, तो ग्राफ्स भी हम लोग कर लेंगे बेसिकली, ठीक है ना। पूरे ग्राफ्स स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम द फर्स्ट चैप्टर टू द सेमीकंडक्टर्स का पूरे ग्राफ्स एक बार रिवीजन कर लेंगे। सो एक 15-20 मिनट आप लोग ब्रेक ले लो क्योंकि मेरी भी कमर दर्द रह रही है। सो विल कम बैक एट 1 o'clock अगेन शार्पली। ओके चलो टेक केयर। आईडी तो चलती रहेगी, देयर इज नो दिस वन, बट थोड़ा पॉज कर दूंगा मैं वीडियो को, देन विल कम बैक अगेन एट 1 o'clock, ठीक है। चलो
चलो come back beta. I'm audible to everyone. चलो सभी को दिख रहा है। एरर्स का रिवीजन कर लेते हैं बेटा। फर्स्ट वन जल्दी से, रैंडम एरर्स। रैंडम एरर अपने को दो तरह के होते हैं बेटा, वन इज पॉजिटिव, अनदर वन इज नेगेटिव। अगर मैं 5 सेंटीमीटर के बारे में बात कर रहा हूँ, ओके, अगर मेरे पास मान के चलो एक वैल्यू है 5.15, तो इसके अंदर एरर कितना हो जाएगा बेटा, प्लस 0.15 एरर होगा, क्योंकि 5 सेंटीमीटर से स्टैंडर्ड मेरे पास है कितना 5.15, सो 0.15 सेंटीमीटर में 0.15 विल बी ए पॉजिटिव एरर। अगर मेरे पास वैल्यू है मान के चलो 4.85, इसमें एरर कितना हुआ, पॉजिटिव हुआ कि नेगेटिव हुआ, नेगेटिव ना, 0.15। if I am having the value 4.90, then the error will be again negative, कितना 0.10। अगर इसके पास मेरे पास 5.20 है तो एरर कितना हो जाएगा बेटा, प्लस 0.20, बिकॉज में स्टैंडर्ड रेफरेंस इज 5 सेंटीमीटर, ठीक है ना। तो अब इस पूरों का हम लोग क्या लेंगे, एवरेज लेंगे, दैट विल गिव मी द random error part of relation. So random errors can be your positive or negative, and whenever you calculate the values, you always take the average values of that one, ठीक है। next one is about your systematic error. Systematic error, okay, systematic error किसके वजह से आता है बेटा, this is because of your instrumental default, this is because of your instrument fault, okay, okay, it can be again positive or negative, ये पॉजिटिव भी हो सकता है या नेगेटिव भी हो सकता है बेसिकली, ओके। देन थर्ड वन, प्रोपगेशन एरर, प्रोपगेशनल एरर, ओके। मान के चलो मेरे पास सब इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स है बेसिकली, एरर्स निकालना है बेसिकल कंडीशन में। इसमें देखो डिफरेंट टाइप्स, लास्ट ईयर इस पे क्वेश्चन भी आया था। सो मान के चलो इफ आई एम हैविंग x इज इक्वल्स टू p प्लस ऑफ योर q, तो इसमें एरर कैसे लिखोगे बेटा? x विल बी इक्वल टू योर p प्लस q, this will be plus or minus of your delta p plus of your delta q. Okay, अगर मेरे पास p minus q है, then if x is equals to p minus of q, then x will be equal to your p minus q. This will be plus or minus of your delta p plus of your delta q. इसको हम लोग absolute error बोलते हैं। हम लोग इसको क्या बोलते हैं? absolute error बोलते हैं बेसिकली। अगर प्रोडक्ट का है, if x is equals to your p into your q, then error of this one is delta x by your x will be equal to your delta p by your p plus of your delta q by your q. ठीक है ना? The same way, if x is equals to your p by q, then इसमें error कैसे लिखोगे बेटा? delta x by your x will be equal to your delta p by your p plus delta q by your q. ठीक है, अगर मेरे पास ऐसा कुछ एग्जांपल है, देखो मान के चलो, if x is equals to your p square q cube divided by r power 4, तो इसका एरर कैसे लिखोगे बेटा? कोई बता सकता है जल्दी से? So it will be your 2 times of your, so that will be equal to 2 times of your delta p by your p plus of your 3 times of your delta q by your q, plus this will be equal to 4 into delta r by your r. ये नेगेटिव टर्म में चले जाए। ठीक है, is it clear? चलो let me give you some example. मान के चलो आई एम हैविंग ए स्क्वायर, उसका लेंथ दे रखा है मेरे पास 2%, ओके, एंड विड्थ दे रखा है मेरे पास 1%. सो इफ आई आस्क यू टू कैलकुलेट द एरर इन द मेजरमेंट ऑफ एरिया, कैलकुलेट एरर इन मेजरमेंट ऑफ योर एरर, तो क्या लिखोगे बेटा? कैसे लिखोगे? एरिया विल बी इक्वल टू लेंथ इनटू इट्स विड्थ, यानी डेल्टा ए बाय योर ए will be equal to your delta L by your L plus delta W divided by W. That means that will be equal to 2% plus of your 1%. That will be equal to your how much for me? 3%. That will be the answer for me, isn't it? अगर percentage error निकालना है इसका, percentage error निकालना है, तो percentage error will be equal to A plus or minus of your delta A. Plus or minus delta A is known as of your absolute error. This is known as of your absolute error. And a percentage error will be equal to delta A by your A into 100 से multiply into 100%. That will give me the answer. ठीक है? Let me give an example. मान के चलो mass is equals to 2%. Volume is equals to 3%. So question is find error in density. ठीक है, तो डेंसिटी का फॉर्मूला लिखो जल्दी से. डेंसिटी इज इक्वल्स टू मास बाय योर वॉल्यूम. सो डेल्टा रो बाय रो इज इक्वल्स टू डेल्टा एम बाय योर एम प्लस ऑफ योर डेल्टा वी बाय वी. डेल्टा कैपिटल एम भी लिखो, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. This one is 2% plus this one is of your 3%. तो ये हो गया कितना? 5%. ठीक है? Is it clear for everyone? Okay. चलो. Let me give you this one in terms of one numerical. देखो, मेरे पास एक rectangle plate है इस तरह से. This one is length and this one is of your breadth. Breadth is say for example 5 plus or minus of 0.2. और मान के चलो लेंथ is equals to 10 plus or minus of your 0.2 centimeters. Now my question is find area. Find your area. Area will be equal to your how much for? Okay, so area will be equal to how much बेटा? Can anyone tell me? Length दे रखा है, breadth दे रखा है. So what will be the area for that one? Delta A कितना आएगा? So area मतलब कैसे निकालोगे? Can anyone tell me? चलो, इसका एरिया कितना आएगा बेटा? एरिया विल बी इक्वल टू लेंथ इंटू ब्रेथ 10 into 5. दिस विल बी इक्वल टू 50 प्लस आर माइनस इसका एरर डेल्टा ए. अपने को डेल्टा ए निकालना है, isn't it? So you know that area is equals to length into breadth. So that will be equal to delta A divided by A is equals to delta L by your L plus of your delta B divided by B. So from this one, delta A by your A is equals to, this one is 2%, isn't it? क्योंकि percentage में दे रखा है, so this one is nothing but 2, and this one is also right now for me how much? Length into your breadth. कितना आएगा कोई बता ऐसे? डेल्टा B by B कितना आएगा? See, delta L by L, मैं यहाँ पर इस तरह से लिखूंगा. Delta L divided by your L will be equal to 0.2 divided by your 10. है कि नहीं? So that will be equal to your 2 divided by your 100. So इसलिए हम लोग ने 2% बोल के लिख दिया. ठीक है ना? उसी तरह से delta B by B, delta B by B will be equal to 0.2 divided by 5, यानी 2 by 50. 2 by 50 मतलब 4 by कितना आएगा बेटा? सिंप्लीफिकेशन के लिए मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ, 2 से मल्टीप्लाई करो, दिस विल बी इक्वल टू 100. So approximately this will become for me 4%. तो ये हो गया प्लस 4%, प्लस 4%. तो ये बना कितना? 6%. यानी डेल्टा ए बाई और ए इज इक्वल्स टू 6%. isn't it? Now area is how much for me? Area is equals to length into breadth. वो तो आ गया अपने को 10 into 5 हम लोग ने कर लिया था, तो उसका हो गया था सीधा सीधा 50. So delta A will be equal to your A into your 6%. A is how much for me? 50 into your 6 by your 100, isn't it? So this will 0 0, 5 ones are 5 twos are 2 ones are 2 threes are, तो ये हो गया 3. यानी डेल्टा A is equals to 3. तो आंसर कितना आ जाएगा बेटा? So area will be equal to A is 50 plus or minus 3. So this will be the answer. आया समझ में सभी को? ठीक है, और एक दे रहा हूं, देख लीजिए. मान के चले मेरे पास मास है, मास इज इक्वल्स टू 100 प्लस और माइनस ऑफ योर 2 kg. okay, and volume is equals to 10 plus or minus 0.1 meter cube. okay, and I need to calculate the percentage error in your density. Find error in density. पूरे एरर्स निकालो, परसेंटेज एरर जो भी है वो निकलता अपने को निकाल लेंगे. तो डेंसिटी का फॉर्मूला क्या हो जाता है बेटा? डेंसिटी रो इज इक्वल्स टू योर ओरिजिनल डेंसिटी रो नॉट प्लस उसका एरर, दैट इज नथिंग बट ऑफ योर डेल्टा, isn't it? So density will be equal to how much for me? Density is equals to mass by volume. Mass is your 100 divided by volume is 10, so that will be equal to 10 kg per meter cube, isn't it? So original density will be equal to how much right now? 10 plus of your delta rho. डेल्टा रो. अब डेल्टा रो कैसे निकालेंगे बेटा? देखो, डेल्टा रो बाय रो, डेंसिटी इज इक्वल्स टू मास बाय वॉल्यूम इज इक्वल्स टू डेल्टा एम बाय योर एम प्लस डेल्टा वी बाय योर वी, isn't it? So डेल्टा एम कितना होगा कोई बताएगा? डेल्टा एम divided by your m is equals to, that is nothing but 2 divided by 100, that is nothing but 2%. उसी तरह से डेल्टा v by v, डेल्टा v is 0.1 divided by 10, so that will become for me 1%, because 1 by 100 है ना बेटा. So डेल्टा रो by रो कितना आ गया? डेल्टा रो divided by रो is equals to, this one is mass is nothing but delta m by m is nothing but equal to your 2%, isn't it? And this one is nothing but equal to 1%. तो पूरा कितना हुआ? 3%. यानी this will become for me 3 by 100. Delta rho will become how much for me? 3 by 100 into rho. That means 3 by 100 into rho value is how much we got? 10. So this one and this one will get cancelled. So it is 0.3. What? Delta rho. So density will be equal to how much beta? Density will be equal to how much for me? Rho कितना आया था मेरे पास 10 plus or minus of your 0.3. So this will be the answer. Clear? Sure. See this question. If x is equals to p square q square divided by some r cube. How do you write the percentage error in this one, beta? Delta x by your x will be equal to 2 times of your delta p by your p plus 2 times of your delta q by your q plus 3 times of mod of this one. So negative का positive बन जाएगा delta r by your r. So that will be the answer for this one. ठीक है ना? एक क्वेश्चन ले लो इस पे इसी तरह से एक करके बताओ सभी लोग. मान के चलो find percentage error. Find percentage error in z. If z value is equals to p square z cube divided by r to the power of 1 by 2 and p is given for me 2%, z is given for me 1% and r is given for me, say for example 4%. Can anyone tell me the answer first of it? Delta z by your z is equals to 2 times of your delta p by p plus 3 times of your delta z by z plus this will be equal to your 1 by 2 times of your delta r by r. So that will be equal to 2 into 2% plus this one is a 3 into your 1% plus of your 1 by 2 into your 4%. So that will be equal to 4% plus this one is your 3% plus this one is your 2%. 2 ones are 2 twos. तो कितना आ गया 9%. That will be the answer. कर लोगे ना वैसे वाली प्रॉब्लम्स आराम से, isn't it? तो और एक वाला देख लो एग्जांपल. Say for example I have got a sphere whose, say for example percentage error in that one is 2%. अगर surface area निकालना है, volume भी निकालना है, I can calculate for the given condition. Okay. Say for example I am taking for a sphere. If percentage error in radius is 2%. Okay. So in this one, first question is find percentage in surface area. Okay. Can anyone tell me better? Surface area of the spherical sphere, isn't it? Spherical surface, isn't it? Surface area will be equal to how much? Surface area for the solid sphere will be 4 pi into your r square. So it is delta A by your A will be equal to 4 pi is a constant. So it is 2 times of delta R by R. So it is 2 into 2%. So the answer will be equal to 4%. Okay. So if I give you one more question, percentage in volume if is asking for the sphere, isn't it? For the sphere, you know that volume will be equal to 4 by 3 pi into your R cube. 4 by 3 is a constant. So if I write an error in that one, delta V by your V is equals to your, how much it will be? 3 times of your delta R by your R. So that is equals to 3 into your 2%. So that will be equal to 6%. Clear for everyone? Sure. So almost all ऐसी प्रॉब्लम्स रहेंगे बेटा. अगर कोई क्वेश्चन आ रहा तो परसेंटेज एरर में आराम से कर लेना. T is equals to 2 pi under root of your L by G है मान के चलो. Okay. If L is equals to 4%, okay, and G is equals to 2%, what is that percentage error in your time period? Okay, roughly I'm taking. So time period formula if I'm writing beta, so I can write T is equals to 2 pi. This one is L to the power of your 1 by 2 divided by G to the power of 1 by 2. That means delta T by your T will be equal to your half of your, this will become for me delta L by your L plus half of your, this is your delta G divided by G, isn't it? So that is equals to half into, so percentage error in this one is say how much for me 4 plus this one is half and this one is 2, this one this 2 will get cancelled. So answer will be 2 plus 1, so that will be equal to 3%. Clear? That means if I am writing an error in this one, delta T by your T will be equal to half into delta L by your L. If G also if I am taking constant. Is that clear? Next one is least count. इसके बहुत डिटेल नोट्स और लेक्चर्स मैंने यूट्यूब में डाल के रखा, अभी टाइम नहीं होता पढ़ने के लिए, बट बेसिक तो भी याद रख लो. बेसिकली व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय द लीस्ट काउंट बेटा? द स्मॉलेस्ट वैल्यू ऑफ एनी फिजिकल क्वांटिटी व्हिच कैन बी मेजर्ड वेरी एक्यूरेटली विद एन इंस्ट्रूमेंट इज कॉल्ड लीस्ट काउंट. सो लीस्ट काउंट निकालने का मेथड बताओ जल्दी से. वन लीस्ट काउंट विल बी इक्वल टू योर वन मेन स्केल डिवीजन माइनस ऑफ योर वन वर्नियर स्केल डिवीजन. MSD मतलब मेन स्केल डिवीजन, VSD मतलब वर्नियर स्केल डिवीजन पार्ट ऑफ रिलेशन. क्लियर है? एग्जाम्पल देखो, मान के चलो अगर मैंने बोला ए वर्नियर स्केल हैज 10 parts, okay, which are equal to 9 parts of main scale. 9 parts of your main scale, okay, which is having each equal to 1 mm. Then least count is how much? Okay, how do you write it better? Least count will be equal to how much? 1 mm. That will be equal to 9 by 10 MSD, isn't it? So that will be equal to how much? 0.1 mm nearby, isn't it? Because see, 9 MSD will be equal to 10 vernier scale divisions, isn't it? So 1 MSD will be equal to how much better? So 1 MSD will be equal to 10 by 9 and then VSD. And least count is what for me? 1 MSD minus 1 VSD. That means I can write from this one. 1 VSD is also vernier scale division is also equal to 9 by 9 times of your main scale division. So I'll simplify to get the answer for that. Next one is an important screw gauge. I hope you remembered screw gauge. Formula kya hai? How do you calculate the least count for the screw gauge? Least count is always equals to your pitch divided by your total number of your divisions on circular scale. On your circular scale. Okay, let's see. I'll give an example. Say for example, I hope you remember the screw gauge, some U type of a structure like this. There will be a steering like this, and there will be a scale, and to this one there will be a circular readings, and there will be reading on this one, and will be rotating this one. So there will be linearly values on this one, and it may be 50, 0 to 50, 0 to 100. In anything it can be basically. So that is a basic shape for the given condition. Okay, if I say that there are certain conditions in this one beta, this part is known as of your spindle, isn't it? And this one is your circular scale. This one will be the linear scale straight one, and the distance moved by that one is known as of your pitch. Okay, and just try to see the diagram, you can get an idea relatively. So if I give an example, say for example, the distance moved by spindle means the inner part of relation, spindle for each turn of head is 1 mm. Okay, the distance moved by the spindle for each turn, one turn if you are making, it is moving by your 1 mm. And the edge of the thumble is provided with an angular scale which is 100 equal divisions. There are how many divisions on that one? 100 equal divisions are there. Where? On the circular scale. So now if he's asking you what is least count, how do you calculate the least count for this one? Least count is equals to pitch. Pitch is how much for me? Linear distance is moved by for me 1 mm. Number of divisions on that one will be equal to how much for me? 100. So that will become for me 0.01 mm. That's it. Clear? Okay. So that completes your errors. Okay. Almost all everything have been covered in this one. Next part. Which topic do we want to do? Heat I did so many number of times better, isn't it? Geometrical optics also I did, wave optics also I did so many number of times. Springs also recently I have uploaded some lectures. You can just go through that one also. Moving charges and magnetism. You know, the charges at rest are producing the electric field, and the charges which are in motion will produce the magnetic field. Moving charges produces both electric and as well as of your magnetic field beta. And the SI unit of the magnetic field is what? Tesla. SI unit of the magnetic field is what? Tesla. Can anyone tell me what is the dimensions for your magnetic field beta? If I'm taking the formula, F is equals to your E into your Q, I can get the dimensions of electric field. So dimension of electric field will be E is equals to your F by your Q, isn't it? And another one is charges in the motion. When there is a charge, this is a Q moving with certain velocity. It has both electric field vector and magnetic field vector. Okay. And SI unit of this one is nothing but equal to what? Tesla. So in this one, the first formula, what you need to remember in this one is of your Bio-Savart's law. Bio-Savart law. I hope everyone remembered it. So whenever there is a flow of a current in a wire, like this is a current carrying conductor, that is nothing but I. Magnetic field somewhere at a point of your P, which is a distance R, making an angle of your theta, is calculated by the formula dB is equals to your mu naught by your 4 pi into your I dl into your R bar divided by your R cube. Okay, or else I can even write this one as dB will be equal to your mu naught divided by your 4 pi into I. This one is dl bar cross of your R bar divided by your, in terms of your R cube gonna rayalanunte, I can write this one as of your R cap divided by R square. Why? R cap will be equal to R bar by mod of your R. So we'll get again your R cube value only, isn't it? So as it is a cross product, you know that A bar cross your B bar is equals to mod A mod B into your sine theta, isn't it? So in the same way, DL bar cross R bar can be written in terms of your sine theta beta. So this will become for me dB is equals to your mu naught by your 4 pi into your I dl sine theta divided by your R square. So this is the formula which you need to remember. dB is equals to mu naught into IDL into sine theta divided by your R square part of relation. Clear for everyone? And direction is given by what, beta? Right hand thumb rule. Right hand thumb rule. So take a conductor. So this is a flow of your current right now. I take your right hand, such that thumb represents the direction of current and curling of fingers represents the magnetic field. So the magnetic field created for this one is something like this. As the current is going inside, so it is cross, and here it is coming out. So this will be equal to your dot. Take your right hand, keep the thumb in the direction of the current, and curling of the fingers will give me the direction of your magnetic field particulation. Clear for everyone? Okay, like say for example, if this is a current carrying wire that is carrying a current of your I, can you tell me where will be dot and where will be cross, beta? So if I take a current right now in the direction of a current, a magnetic field will be created in this one, like this. So if I take the thumb in the direction of a current, here the magnetic field is coming out. So it is coming out, kabatti, this will be your dot. And here it will be going inside, kabatti, this will be your cross. Clear for everyone? Like say, if this is your direction of current like this. Now tell me where is cross? This is a magnetic field created in the form of circular. Take your right hand and keep the thumb in the direction of a current, isn't it? Here the current is right now going inward, and here it is coming outward. So here it will be your cross, and here this will be equal to your dot. Okay. Now if the current is like this, a dot and I. Okay. So this is your current. The magnetic field created for this one is like this. Okay. So if I draw a tangent to any this point, that will give me the direction of magnetic field. This is your B part. Dot means what? Outward. Keep your thumb in the outward direction. Curling of fingers will give me the direction of your magnetic field like this. Okay. This is B bar. This is B bar. This is B bar. Everyone is clear with this one, beta? Direction is given by right hand thumb rule. Take your right hand. Keep the thumb in the direction of the current. Here dot means right now keep the wire is in the upward direction, carrying the current in the upward. So the current thumb is in the upward direction. Curling of fingers is right now the circular path. So tangent drawn to that one will give me the magnetic field anywhere. Is it clear? Is it clear? Sure. This is for the straight line. For circular curl, for circular wires, just reverse of that one, beta. If this is a circular arc and this is carrying a current of some I amperes, and this is the center and this is the radius of this one. Okay. Now just opposite again, right rule is given by your right hand thumb rule. Right now here curling of fingers, curling of fingers gives me what? Current. Thumb will indicate the direction of your magnetic field. Now see in this one. Take your right hand, curl the fingers in the direction of the current. Okay, so magnetic field is where, beta? Into the paper. So here it will be the into the paper. And outward will be equal to your dot. Clear for everyone? Take your right hand and keep all the four fingers in the direction of current. The thumb will be going in which direction, beta? Into the paper. Clear for everyone? Okay. If the current is in the outward direction like this, and this is the direction of current I. Okay. Now take your right hand, curl the fingers in the direction of your current. The magnetic field, the thumb is coming in which direction, beta? Outward direction. So inward, the direction of magnetic field is in the outward direction. The thumb is in the outward direction. Clear for everyone? Magnetic field on the axis of the wire. This is your wire. And if I'm taking the point on the wire itself, then magnetic field for that point P will become how much for me? 0. That will become for me 0. Clear? Sure. Next one. Magnetic field due to wire. General formula. I hope you everyone remember this one, beta. General formula. This is your wire which is carrying a current of I amperes. So somewhere at a distance, say for example at this portion, this one is making one angle and this one is making one angle. Okay. So angle made by this one is right now, say for example, this one is say theta 1, this one is say theta 2, and distance of this one is nothing but d or r, whatever it may be. So the magnetic field is given by the formula. I hope everyone remembered. B is equals to mu naught by your 4 pi into your I divided by your d into your sine theta 1 plus of your sine theta 2. Clear for everyone? B is equals to your mu naught by 4 pi into your I by your d. Clear? Like say, let me give you small examples related to this one. If I take a wire which is infinite like this, okay, infinite wire. So for infinite wire, theta 1 and theta 2 will be equal to 90 degrees. Okay, if it is infinite wire, B will be equal to your sin 90 and sin 90, 1, isn't it? This 1 and 1 plus 1 is nothing but 2. 2 and here 2 will get cancelled. So it is mu naught divided by 4 pi into your I by d into 1 plus 1. 1 plus 1 is nothing but 2. This 2 ones are, this is 2 twos are. So magnetic field will become for me mu naught divided by 2 pi into your I divided by your d. So this one will be the magnetic field. This one will be the magnetic field. Clear? Sure. If two wires are carrying the current side by side, beta, like this. Okay. And there is some point somewhere at a point P. And this distance, say for example, at the exactly center, like say this is your A, and this one is also your A. So this is your wire 1, and this is your wire 2, and both of them are infinitely long wires. And current is carrying in the same direction. So magnetic field due to the first wire will be equal to your B1 will be equal to, in this one current is say for example I, and in this one is also current is I. So this will be equal to mu naught into I divided by 2 pi into your A. This will be into. Magnetic field B2 will be equal to mu naught into your I divided by 2 pi into your A, but it will be your outward. So B net at a point P will be equal to, it will be equal to B1 plus of your B2. One is positive, one is negative, equal values but is 0. Clear? Isn't it? If two wires carries the current in opposite directions, then like say this is your current, this is carrying current I, and this is also carrying a current of your I in the opposite direction. This is a point P where I need to calculate the magnetic field. This distance is your A, and this distance is also equal to your A. This is a wire 1, and this is your Y2, and this is also your infinitely long wires. I need to calculate the magnetic field at a point of your B, at a point of your P. Magnetic field due to the B1 will be equal to mu naught by your 4 pi into your I. Ante infinite wire kabatti this will become for me 2 pi. So this will become for me 2 into your pi into your I divided by your A. This is where at a point P into. Then B2 will be equal to mu naught divided by 2 pi into your I by your A. This is also your into, because if I take a thumb of right hand, keep the thumb in the direction of a current. At point P, it is going inward. So B at your point P will be equal to, both of them are in the same direction, add them. So 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2, it will become for me 1. So it is mu naught into I divided by pi into your A. Magnetic field is into. Clear for everyone? Is that clear? Sure. Let me give you one more example. Like say for example, there is a wire like this. This is going up to infinity, and this one is going also up to infinity. This is wire 1, this is wire 2. Current is coming like this, and it will go into this one. Point is somewhere at a point P here right now on the axial point. So how many wires? 2 wires. So net magnetic field will be equal to how much beta? Magnetic field at point P is because of 1 plus because of your 2. Because of 1, it will be 0 obviously, because of 1 point P is on axial line. So I need not write it. So magnetic field at a point P is exclusively due to the point B2. So B2 is equals to mu naught into I divided by 4 pi into your D into your, there is one angle right now, that one is nothing but infinity because it is going up to infinity. Another one is on the ground, kabatti this one will be equal to sine of your 0, isn't it? So this will be equal to how much for me beta? 1. Sine 0 is nothing but 0. So the answer will be equal to mu naught into I divided by 4 pi into your D. So this will be the B. Can you tell me where will be the magnetic field beta? So if I take the thumb, the right hand, and curl the fingers in the direction of your current, thumb is in the direction of current, curling of the fingers. Point P, it is coming in the outward direction. So this will be equal to outward direction. Take your right hand, keep the thumb in the direction of the current. And the tip of the fingers at the point P is coming in the outward direction. The outward direction is represented by your dot. Clear for everyone? Okay. Now see, I'm making one general formula right now. For regular hexagons, for a regular hexagon, of, like say this is an hexagon. So like this, n number of sides, isn't it? Is carrying a current of your I, and length of each side is nothing but of your n. So we are having n sides, and A is your side length, isn't it? So magnetic field at the center for this one is given by the formula. B is equals to N into mu naught divided by, this is mu naught into I, divided by pi into your A into sine. This one is your pi by 4, sorry, pi by N into tan of your pi by N. కొంచెం నేర్చుకుంటూ వచ్చేస్తుంది general formula. So for a regular hexagon, mu naught into I divided by pi A. So if it is an hexagon, pentagon, that values you just substitute here, we'll get the answer. Fine, otherwise you can just leave it out, no problem. Because if you can remember this one, you can do lot number of your problems very easily. Like say if I take in terms of triangle, okay, for triangle for triangle n will be equal to how much? 3. So this is your triangle, this is also a part of hexagon. So this is your current I, side is nothing but A. If I ask you the magnetic field, so B is equals to how many sides? 1, 2, 3. So this 3 sides, mu naught into I. I'm using directly above formula, pi into your A into sine. This is your pi by 3 into your tan pi by 3, isn't it? So that will become for me 3 mu naught into I divided by pi into your A into sine pi by 3 is root 3 by 2. Sine pi by 3 will be equal to root 3. So root 3 into root 3 is nothing but 3. 3 is a 9. So it is 9 by your 2 into mu naught into I divided by pi into your A. A formula yaad rakh lo aaram se, isn't it? Like say even if I give you one more example, there is a square like this, square, not a rectangle. All the sides are given for me, say for example A, and it is carrying a current of your I. Again, you need not do the total derivation, isn't it? You can just do it if you remember the formula. How many sides here right now? N is equals to 4. So B is equals to your number of sides are how much for me? 4 into mu naught into I, anyhow same, divided by pi into your A. Whatever sides he gives, that side you write. This one is nothing but of your pi by, how many n value? 4 into your tan pi by 4. That's it, isn't it? So that will become for me 4 into mu naught into I divided by pi into your A into, this will become for me 1 by root 2 into, this one is 1. So that will become for me how much better? 2 into root 2 mu naught into I divided by pi into your A. This is root 2 4. That's it, isn't it? For any part that will be working out. Okay, next one. General formula for arc. General formula for your arc means any part of a circle. Okay, this is the center, this is the radius, and it is carrying some current I, and this is making an angle of your theta. So magnetic field for this one is for any arc, B is equals to mu naught into I divided by 4 pi into R into theta. Theta should be taken in terms of your radians. Theta should be taken in terms of your radians part of it. Clear for everyone? Say for a semicircle, example I'm taking, for semicircle, theta value will be equal to how much better? 180 degrees. So how many radians? Pi radians. So for semicircle of radius R carrying the current like this. So B is equals to above formula mu naught into I divided by 4 pi into R into pi. This pi will get cancelled. So B is equals to mu naught into I divided by 4 into R. Very simple, isn't it? Now for circle, for complete circle like this at the center, which is carrying some current I. Theta will be equal to 360 degrees. That will be equal to 2 pi radians, isn't it? So B will be equal to your mu naught divided by 4 pi into your I by your R into theta is your 2 pi. This one will get cancelled. 2 ones are 2 twos are. That means magnetic field will be equal to, for the complete circle, mu naught into your I divided by 2 into your R. అవునా కదా? Sure. So problems ఎలా ఉంటాయంటే దీంట్లో సింపుల్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఒకసారి రివిజన్ చేపిస్తున్నాను చూడండి. Like say this is the structure of your wire. There is a flow of current in this one. How many parts are there in this one? One, second wire, third wire. If I'm taking the point P here right now, point P for the first wire is an axial, for the point 2 also. So for B1 and B3, magnetic field will be 0 because point P is on an axial line. And B2 is nothing but what? Semicircle hai kada. So mu naught into I divided by 4 pi into R. Theta value will be equal to pi. Pi will get cancelled. So B will be equal to, at point P will be equal to mu naught into I divided by 4 into R. Where will be the magnetic field beta? Curling of fingers will represent the direction of current. Thumb is represent the direction of magnetic field. It is into the paper. Clear? Isn't it? Sure. Next one, and very important formula again. Fine. This is a coil which is carrying a current, and we need to calculate the magnetic field on the axis somewhere at a point P, which is at a distance of your x. It's very standard formula. So B will be equal to your mu naught into N into I into your R square divided by your 2 into your x square plus R square to the power of your 3 by n number of turns carrying a current of your I, and radius of this one is, say for example, R. So B on an axial position, magnetic field on axial position of your current carrying circular wire will be, B is equals to mu naught Ni into R square divided by 2 into x square plus R square to the power of your 3 by 2 part of relation. Clear for everyone? Is that clear? Let me give an example for this. Okay. Like say for example, let me take a circle. Say for example, this is a circle. And this is the part which I'm rubbing here right now. This. Say for example, the current is entering like this, symmetrical loop. Okay. And it is total symmetrical loop here right now. And this is the center. Okay. And from here, the current is again leaving back. Okay. Whatever the current I is coming here, it is getting divided into two parts better. Here it is your I1, and here it is nothing but of your I2. The current, when it reaches here, again the same current of I is going out. So magnetic field at the center will be equal to your how much? So this center point this center part. So what is an angle of this one beta? Can anyone tell me? What is an angle made by this one? 360 minus 90. And this will become for me 3 pi by your 2. And this angle is right now how much for me? Pi by 2. The 90 degrees. I don't know the value of I1 and I2. So magnetic field, because of this one upper loop and as well as of your lower loop. So in this one current is in the clockwise, this one current is in the anti-clockwise. So if I'm calculating the magnetic field B1 is equals to mu naught into I1 divided by 4 pi into your R into theta. Theta will be equal to 3 pi by 2. So this will become for me 3 mu naught into your I1 divided by 8 into R into the paper. Adevidanga, if I need to calculate the current, what will be the I1 beta? I1 will be equal to your how much? Can anyone tell me? I1 will be equal to your how much? How much amount of a current is flowing here beta? 3 by 4th of circle. This is 1 by 4th of a circle. Isn't it? So I1 will be equal to how much for me? Total current I into your 1 by 4. If I'm calculating I2 will become how much for me beta? 3 times of your I1. Isn't it? Or 3 by 4 times of your I1. Or I part of relation. Okay. So that you can check it out. So at that time, B1 will become for me in terms of I1 gonna cross. This will become for me 3 into mu naught into your I divided by I1 I value. So 4 8s are 32 into your r into అయిపోతుంది. అదే విధంగా b2 is equals to mu naught into your I2 divided by 4 pi into r into theta is nothing but pi by 2. This pi will get cancelled. So the answer is equals to mu naught into I2 divided by 8 into r, and this one is nothing but dot. And you know the value of your I2 value substituted. So this will be equal to b2 will become how much for me beta? This will become for me mu naught into I2 value is equals to 3 times of your I divided by 4 into your 8 into r. That means this will become for me 3 mu naught into I divided by your how much it won't 4 8s are, this will become how much for me 32. Antena, this will become for me 32 into your r. రెండు సేమ్ వచ్చాయి కదా 3 by 32 this one. So this one is right now how much for me dot, this one is cross. So b net will be equal to how much beta? ఒకటి positive ఒకటి negative కాబట్టి that will become for me 0. That's it. Okay, so general formulas and at least గుర్తు పెట్టుకున్నాను, it is more than enough for me. Okay, next one is Ampere Circuit Law. Ampere's Circuit Law. So what is an Ampere Circuit Law beta? Line integral of your b bar dot into your dl is equals to mu naught into current enclosed. We need to take the current which has been exactly enclosed. It is similar to what beta? In electrostatics also we are having line integral of your e bar into your dA is equals to your charged enclosed divided by epsilon naught. Similar to that one, isn't it? That means whatever the current is been enclosed, like say this one is nothing but of your dot of your I1, this one is dot of your I2, this is your dot of your I3. Okay, and next one is nothing but cross of your I4 and cross of your I5, and here cross of your I6 and dot of your I7. So we don't take the current which has been outside. So if I write the what do you call that one, Ampere Circuit Law for this one, this is line integral of your b bar into your dl is equals to mu naught into current enclosed I1 plus of your I2 plus of your I3 minus of your I4 minus of your I5. Inward I am taking negative, outward I am taking as of your positive. Clear? Next one is solenoid. I hope everyone remember the solenoid. Solenoid is nothing but on a non-conducting material, a coil is been wounded like this, n number of your turns. Okay, whatever the current is been entering, the same current will be leaving. How many number of turns beta? N number of turns. This will act as north pole and this will act as of your south pole. So small n is equals to number of your turns per length. Okay, and capital N will represents me total turns. Okay, if I simplify the formula, B is equals to mu naught into N into I is the basic standard formula for the solenoid, where N is nothing but what beta? Number of turns per your unit length, and N is nothing but of your total number of your turns. So N will be equal to your N by your L. So B is equals to mu naught into N into I divided by your L. That will give me the magnetic field due to solenoid. Clear? Direct problems on in pine previous year's questions is student, almost all directly formula based questions only. Next one is of your toroid. Toroid is circular in shape, a circular coil like this. On in this one, a coil is being wrapped like this. Whatever the current is entering, the same current will be leaving. Okay, so that will be having different radii beta. We'll be taking the mean radii in this one. This one is nothing but of your Amperian loop. We're not going much in depth related to this one beta. Inner radius, I'm taking it as of your A. Outer radius, I'm taking it as of your B. And this one is nothing but of your common radius, that is mean radius R. So magnetic field will be equal to, even for this one, B is equals to mu naught into N into I, where N is equals to total number of turns per year length. Length will be equal to 2 pi into your mean radius. So B will be equal to your mu naught into N into I divided by your 2 pi into your R. So this will be the magnetic field. Clear? If you take your previous year's problems, direct questions based on this one, better formula based paina unnai. Repu exam lo paina kuda only thing you need to substitute the formulas, numerical values in that one and get the answer for that one. Next one is magnetic moment. I hope everyone remember the formula. Magnetic moment represented by your capital M. So magnetic moment is equals to your number of turns into current into your area. M is equals to Ni into your A, isn't it? And area here we are taking the area is nothing but equal to for circular coils pi into R square, and it is a vector quantity. Area here it is nothing but of your vector quantity. Like say for example, if I give you a square loop like this, isn't it? And this is the side A. Magnetic moment for this means how do you write? N into I into area will become Fermi's. If it is in the form of a circular, magnetic moment will be equal to N into I into your area. Area will be equal to pi into your R square. Okay. If the current is in this direction. So curling of fingers will represent the direction of your current. Thumb is coming in the outward direction. So this one is outward direction. So this one, tell me if this one direction with anyone. Take the thumb in the direction of the current. Curling of fingers are going inside. So this will be your into the paper. Clear? If you take the previous questions based upon this one, direct to questions and okala current ivakunda sometimes same istudante I is equals to Q by T istadu. Clear? I is equals to Q by T. And T is nothing but right now here what beta? Time taken for the revolution. So time T is equals to 2 pi by your omega good raskochu. This T. So like that you can write and simplify the relation in terms of your, and omega is equals to how much for me beta? V by R. V is equals to R omega చేసుకున్నారా circular motion. ఇది కొంచెం ఇలాంటి combinations లో you need to remember. Sorry, I'm talking in Telugu. I is equals to Q by T beta. So T is nothing but of your time taken for the revolution. So T is equals to 2 pi by omega. And from circular motion, we know V is equals to R omega. So omega is equals to V by R. You can use that relations also to get the answer. Clear? Chalo. Next one is nothing but force on a charge particle. Force on charge particle. What is the force on a charge particle formula? But again, cross product. F is equals to Q into your V bar cross B bar. Direction is given by V bar cross B bar beta. So the magnitude of this one is always perpendicular to your velocity, magnetic field, and as well as of your charge. Direction is given by your right hand palm rule. Okay. So take your fingers like this. Something, I don't know. This is say for example your thumb. And in this direction, if I'm taking the force, thumb represents the direction of your charge particle and wherever it is been moving, and the fingers will represent the direction of your magnetic field. The palm, whichever you're seeing, that represents me the direction of your force. So the right hand. Take your right hand. The fingers should represent the direction of magnetic field. The thumb should move in the direction of the charge. Then the palm will represent the direction of your force. Clear for everyone? Or else you can do it by the cross product also. There's not a problem. Okay. Let me give an example. You'll get a clarity. Like say magnetic field is like this. Okay. In this one, we are taking a charge particle. Say for example, 5 coulomb is being projected like this with velocity of your 10 meter per second, making an angle of your 37 degrees. And magnetic field is say for example, 2 Tesla. So force acting on that one will be equal to how much beta? So as the velocity is moving like this, you resolve it into the components. This is V into cos of your 37. And this one is your V into your sine of your 37. In the direction, if I am taking the magnetic field, the force will become 0. So we need to take the perpendicular component. F must be equal to Q into V perpendicular into magnetic field. So it is a Q into V perpendicular is V into sine of your 37 into magnetic field. Charge is given how much for me? 5 into velocity is 10 into sine 37 is how much beta? Sine 37 is how much? Anyone? 3 by 5. 5 ones are into magnetic field is 2. 5 ones are 5 twos are 3 twos are 6. 5 into 3 twos are 6 into your 2. So 5 6 are and 16 meter. And where it is better? Take your right hand rule. Curling of fingers must be, sorry, fingers must be in the direction of your magnetic field. And charge is moving in which direction? But a perpendicular component. So thumb is moving, palm is representing in which direction? Into the paper. So this will be the into the paper. Clear for everyone? Like this questions also will be something like this. He will be giving in vectors. B is equals to, like say for example, 10 into j cap. And velocity vector V is equals to your 2 I cap plus of your 3 into your j cap. And charge Q is equals to 5 coulomb. Then force is equals to your how much? Can anyone do it fastly? F is equals to, what is the formula beta? Force is equals to Q into your V bar cross of your B bar. So it is a Q into V perpendicular into your B. So that will be equal to your 5 into 5 coulomb into velocity vector is nothing but perpendicular. So perpendicular to your J. Perpendicular to J is nothing but equal to what? 2. So that is nothing but 2 into your 10. So that will be giving me 100 into your K cap. Clear? See, in terms of vectors also, if I take, this is your V and this is your J. Along the J, we are having the magnetic field. So we need to take the perpendicular component of this one. So this is V perpendicular in this direction, but I cap. So resultant of this one will be equal to your in K cap. Clear? Simple. Okay. If it is a positive charge, take in the direction of the force. If it is a negative charge, you assume it positive and just reverse the direction. That will give me the answer for that. Okay. If the charge particle is moving in a circular path, then radius of that one will be equal to how much beta? F is equals to BQ into V. If it is moving in circular path, mv square divided by radius r is equals to BQ into V. This V and this r will get cancelled. So radius r will be equal to m into V divided by B into Q. So this will be the radius. M into V is nothing but what here? Momentum, isn't it? So I can write in terms of your momentum part of relation, and you can write in the different forms also. So R is equals to your P divided by B into your Q. And energy is equals to how much for me? Your P square divided by 2 into your M. So P is equals to how much for me? Under root of your 2M into your energy. In terms of potential, if I'm writing under root of your 2M into energy will be equal to your Q into your potential. That all forms you can write in this one basically. Okay. The next one, helical path formula. Helical path. And a charge particle is being moving in a magnetic field. This one is your magnetic field beta. And you are projecting a charge particle somewhere from here like this with a velocity V, making an angle theta. So if I resolve it, this will become for me V cos theta, and this will become for me V sin theta. V sin theta is responsible for circular motion. In order to make it in circular motion, V sin theta, V cos theta is responsible for your forward motion. Forward motion, isn't it? So radius will be R is equals to M into, we always take the perpendicular component of velocity divided by B into Q. That means it is MV into your sin theta divided by B into Q. Time period for this one will be equal to, the path followed will be something like this. The distance from this center to this center is known as of your pitch. So in this one, time period will be equal to circular path property 2 pi into R divided by V perpendicular. So that will be equal to your how much? That is your 2 pi divided by V perpendicular into your, this one is nothing but R. R is equal to how much? M into V perpendicular divided by B into Q. Perpendicular will get cancelled. So it is a 2 pi into your M divided by B into Q. So this will be the time period. Once I know to the time period, I can calculate the frequency. I can calculate the omega. Omega is equals to 2 pi into your F. Blah, blah conditions you can calculate. Now, what do you mean by pitch? Pitch is nothing but of your horizontal distance. So pitch is equals to your horizontal velocity Vx into your time. Vx is how much for me? V cos theta into time is nothing but equal to how much for me? 2 pi into your M divided by B into Q. So this will be the pitch formula, direct formula. Okay. And it is independent of your radius. It is independent of your radius part of relation. Clear? Sure. If I'm talking about force on conductor, If a conductor is kept in a magnetic field, so F is equals to how much for me, beta? B perpendicular, B I into your L, perpendicular component of the magnetic field into I into your L part of relation. Okay, so it is a basic formula you need to remember. Next one is force on wire. Force on your wires. If two wires are there like this, which are carrying the current in the same direction. In this one it is I1 and in this one it is I2, and both of them are separated by a distance of d. So force on the two due to the one or one on the two, anything it will be the same. So force per your unit length of the wire will be equal to mu naught into I1 into I2 divided by 2 pi into your d. If you take out the papers of any or what do you call that one, neat papers beta, all the problems based on this chapter are purely formally based on. There are no critical questions. There are one or two critical questions, but you can just leave them. That's not a problem. But basically, these are the questions you need to remember in this. Okay. Next one. Torque on a loop. Okay. If a loop is kept in a magnetic field like this, so tau is equals to your, anyone remembered it better? Tau is equals to your magnetic moment m bar cross of your b bar, isn't it? Or it is your mb into your sine theta. M is magnetic moment, n into I into your a into your b into your sine theta. You can write like this. Energy will be equal to minus of your m bar cross of your b bar. Dot product. This will be your dot product. Dot of your b. Or u is equals to minus of your mb into your cos theta. Theta is the angle between m into b. Okay, it's similar to your potential. What you call that one? Electrostatics also we are having a formulas. U is equals to your minus of your p bar dot of your e bar, isn't it? Torque on that one will be equal to how much beta? P bar cross of your e bar, electric field. You can just go through that one basically. Okay. What do you mean by Lorentz force, beta? What do you mean by Lorentz force? F is equals to combination of your electric and as well as of your magnetic field. So it is your E into Q plus this is your Q into your V bar cross of your B bar. Combination of both electric field and magnetic field is known as that one. Clear for everyone? Next one is MCG, moving coil galvanometer. So in a moving coil galvanometer, how do you calculate the deflection beta? Deflection will be equal to your band into your I divided by your some constant. Okay. In this one, we'll be defining two terms beta. One is current sensitivity. Another one is known as of your voltage sensitivity. If I'm talking about your current sensitivity, deflection per your unit current, that will be equal to your N into A into B divided by your some constant K. If I'm talking about your voltage sensitivity, deflection per your unit potential, or that is flux divided by deflection divided by I into your R. So that will be equal to your band into your I divided by K into I into R. I and I will get cancelled. So this will be equal to your band divided by K into your R. Okay. The next one is ammeter and voltmeter. I hope everyone remembered this one. What do you mean by ammeter beta? A small resistance. Say for example, this is your galvanometer. In order to convert a galvanometer into ammeter, we connect a small resistance across the galvanometer, which is called as of your shunt. Any resistance adding parallelly to the galvanometer is called as of your shunt. Shunting means adding the resistance parallelly. If there is a flow of a current in this one, the current through this one will be the galvanometer current IG. The current through this one will be your IS. IS will be equal to how much for me beta? I minus of your IG. Okay. As the potential across the galvanometer and this one will be same. So IG into G will be equal to I minus of your IG into your S. So shunt will be equal to your IG into your G divided by your I minus of your IG. If I take this one in the downward direction, you can simplify and write the answer for that. Clear? Ammeter is always connected in series to the circuit. But to convert a moving coil galvanometer to ammeter, we always connect a resistance in the parallel combination. Next one is about your voltmeter. Next one is voltmeter. Voltmeter is always connected in the parallel combination. So to convert a moving coil galvanometer into voltmeter, we connect a very high resistance in the series combination. So if there is a current right now in this one, that is nothing but of your Ig. So V is equals to your Ig into resistance of this one is nothing but of your G plus of your R. So from that one, you can calculate the different values. So V by your Ig will be equal to your R plus of your G. That means R will be equal to how much better? V by your Ig minus of your capital G. Very high resistance connected in a series combination is required for converting a moving coil galvanometer into your voltmeter part of relation. Clear for everyone? Okay. So this was about your moving coil galvanometer roughly. इससे कम से कम 5-2 प्रॉब्लम्स तो भी कम से कम आप लोग प्रीवियस PYQ से निकाल के एक बार कर लो. 10 प्रॉब्लम 15 प्रॉब्लम तो भी कर लियो आप लोग एक आधा घंटे के अंदर. दैट विल बी हेल्पफुल फॉर यू. वरना खाली फॉर्मूले सब पढ़ते जाओगे, इट विल बी ऑफ नो यूज. ठीक है ना? बट एवरी फॉर्मूले हैव बीन कवर्ड इन द मूविंग कॉइल गैल्वेनोमीटर. Why I'm touching this one? Because at least formula based पे अगर एक दो प्रॉब्लम आ गया ना तो करने के लायक रहोगे. Because I already did so many times electrostatics, ray optics, wave optics, do the polarizations, diffractions, partifilations, isn't it? And modern physics also you try to revise it very effectively. I did so many times modern physics, that is the reason I'm not touching it. Okay, I've sent you the so many number of times the material also related to that one. इलेक्ट्रोस्टैटिक्स तो करने की जरूरत नहीं है ना, बहुत बार कर चुका हूं मैं ऑलरेडी. KTG, थर्मोडायनेमिक्स, कैरनॉट साइकिल, ये पूरे एक बार निकाल के वर्कआउट करने की कोशिश कर लो. वेव्स, इस पे भी डैम श्योर एक फॉर्मूले बेस्ड क्वेश्चन आता है. waves, you know, we are having two types beta. One is mechanical and non-mechanical, and mechanical में medium is required, non-mechanical medium is not required. And for the propagation of energy we require progressive wave and stationary waves, and for the vibration of the medium we need the two types of wave. One is a transverse wave and longitudinal waves. Transverse waves are perpendicular to the motion and longitudinal waves are in the direction of your motion. Wave equation कौन से फॉर्म में रहती है बेटा, याद है किसी को? So wave equation is in the function of your a into t plus of your b into your x, or f of your minus of your a into t minus of your b into x, or it is a into t minus of your b into x, or this is the function of your minus of a into t plus of your b into your x, isn't it? So if it is your negative term right now, so wave is traveling in the negative x-axis, but this one it is moving in the positive x-axis. Clear? If both of them are positive, then it will be your negative. Both of them are negative, then it will be your positive. Clear? Differential equation of the wave is how much for me, beta? Dou square into y divided by dou into your x square is equals to 1 by v square into your dou square into y divided by dou into your t square. Okay, so basic equation जो होती है अपने पास y is equals to function of your a into t minus of your b into your x. Minus आ रहा मतलब it is moving along your positive x axis, isn't it? So direction of oscillation is always positive x axis part of relation. Or else if I'm writing the equation something like this, z is equals to your f of your at plus of your b into y. So this wave is moving along negative x axis. Is that clear? And basic wave equation, what you need to remember in this one is y is equals to your a into your sine omega t plus or minus of k into your x. So this is the standard equation of your sound waves. Y is equals to a into sine. A is amplitude. When you take positive and negative beta, if I'm taking positive, the wave will be moving in negative x-axis. If I take negative, it will be moving in the positive x-axis. Velocity of your wave will be equal to your omega by your k. And propagation constant will be equal to k is equals to 2 pi by your lambda. K is also known as what beta? Wave number. And omega की value कितनी हो जाएगी? 2 pi into your frequency of your f. Clear? This is exactly similar to your SHM some points beta. Particle which is making an SHM, velocity of the particle will be equal to your a into your omega. And velocity of the particle can also be written as minus of your slope into your velocity of your wave. That is nothing but omega by k. Clear? Next one. One more very important relation between phase difference and path difference. Delta phi is equals to 2 pi by lambda into delta x, isn't it? What is the speed of the wave on the strings beta? How do you calculate? So if I'm talking about your speed of your wave on string, I hope everyone remember this formula. V is equals to under root of your t by your mu, where mu is known as linear mass density, that is mass by length. T is nothing but of your tension. If I'm talking about velocity of the sound, how do you calculate the velocity of your sound waves? So we'll be using the formula V is equals to under root of your elasticity of your medium divided by density. Elasticity of a medium can be anything. For solids, if I am taking, you take it as of your Y. If I'm taking liquids, you take your bulk modulus B. And if I'm talking about your gases, you take the value of E as of your pressure. That is nothing but of your P. So velocity of your sound can be written as under root of your Y by rho, or velocity of your sound in your gases or in your liquids, if I'm taking, will be equal to this solid and raspondi. That will be equal to under root of bulk modulus divided by rho. Velocity of gas, velocity of your sound in the gases will be equal to under root of your P by your rho. Okay. Now, Laplace formula correction. I hope everyone knows that one. Laplace correction. The above one is also called as Newton's laws beta. V is equals to under root of your gamma into P divided by rho, where gamma is equals to how much beta? Cp by your C. Clear? That means I can write in terms of your this one. V is equals to under root of your gamma into capital RT divided by capital. Okay. If temperature increases, wave velocity also increases. At all values I can write. Now, how do you calculate the loudness beta? Loudness is calculated by the formula beta is equals to 10 log of your 10 I by I naught. If you directly ask you only the formula, then it will be a problem. I naught value is always equals to 10 to the power of minus 12 watt per meter square. And it is measured in the units of your decibels, represented by your dB. Okay. लॉग कन्वर्शन आता है ना सभी को? लॉग कन्वर्शन आता है? मान के चलो दिस इज अ लॉग बेस 10 एंड पावर इज आल्सो योर 10. इसकी वैल्यू कभी भी 1 हो जाएगी. इफ इट इज लॉग बेस इज 10, power is your 100, then how do you convert this one? This is your log. This can be taken as of your 10 square. Base is nothing but 10. that will be equal to your 2. ठीक है ना? इसका आंसर बताओ. Log to the base of your 10 और ये मान के चलो 1000 है. So how do you write this one beta? Log to the base 10. This will become for me 10 cube. So that will be equal to 3. Okay. Like say if I get the answer in terms of logs like this. Log मान के चलो, this one is say for example base is 10 and this one is 10 to the power of -5. So what will be the answer? -5. Clear? वो conversion कर लो, basically that's more than enough. Okay. So next one. Doppler effect. Doppler effect. Apparent frequency is equals to actual frequency into velocity of sound minus velocity of observer divided by V minus velocity of your source. In the direction of the sound, you take positive, opposite direction to the sound, you take it as of your negative. N dash is apparent frequency, N is your actual frequency, V is velocity of sound, V naught is velocity of observer, V is your velocity of your source part affiliation. If you are going in the same direction, like say for example, this is your source and this one is say for example observer. Source is moving in this direction, so this is the velocity of source, and observer is moving in this direction, velocity of observer. As the source is moving in the front direction, so source will produce the sound like this in the front direction better. So velocity of sound is in this direction. Velocity of observer is moving in opposite to the velocity of sound, but that will become for me positive. Velocity of source and velocity of sound, both of them are in the same direction. So if I use the above formula, N dash is equal to your N into here, V and V minus, V is positive x-axis, V naught is negative x-axis. So sign convention will be equal to your V minus of V naught, this will become for me plus, divided by Vs and V, both of them are in the same direction, so it is positive. So V minus of your Vs only, this will be the answer. Clear for everyone? Okay now, example clear? If I give you one more example, tell me the formula for this. Example 2. This is the source. This is your observer. Observer is moving in the front direction V naught. Source is also moving in the same direction Vs. Where is the sound moving better? Sound is produced by the source. So sound is moving in the same direction. Everything is in the same direction. Here also velocity is in the same direction. So the frequency formula will become how much better? N dash will be equal to your N naught into, both of them are positive property, V minus V naught divided by V minus of Vs. Okay. Next one, very important, red shift and a blue shift. Okay. Red shift, delta lambda, change in wavelength is equals to your V by C into your lambda. Okay. Whereas violet shift, or if I'm writing as of your blue shift, that will be equal to delta lambda is equals to your V by your C into your lambda. But here we'll write with minus sign. Okay. Why means see, if I'm taking your VIBGR, if I'm going from violet to red, wavelength, what happens better? Increases. If I'm coming from the red to your violet, what is happening to frequency? Frequency increases. So when it is approaching, isn't it? See here, when it is approaching, frequency is increasing, isn't it? So that is the reason we are calling it as of your violet shift, isn't it? When it is receding, frequency is decreasing. So when frequency is decreasing, that will be equal to your red shift. Clear? Next one, beat frequency. How do you calculate the beat frequency beta? Beat frequency is equals to magnitude of your F1 minus F2, whichever is larger that you need to take. Okay. Resultant of the beat frequency is always F1 plus F2 by your 2. Okay. Like say for example, if I'm giving you, this is your A and this is your B. A is having 500 Hertz and B is having 504 Hertz. If he's asking the beat frequency will be 504 minus 500. That will be equal to 4 beats per second. Okay, the same way. Example number 2. Say this is your A and this one is your B. Omega A is 200 pi like this, and omega B is your 206 into pi in some equation. So compare this one with 2 pi into your F, and this one was also. So at the time I will be writing frequency of your A will be equal to how much beta? 100 hertz. And the frequency of the B will be equal to how much beta? 103 hertz. Ante kada. Omega is equal to 2 pi into F prime. Saripotan. Avuna kada. So delta beat frequency enta avutundana. Beat frequency will be equal to 103 minus 100. That will be equal to 3 beats per your second. Okay now. Sure. Interference of waves. Wave optics lo kuda same application. Two waves are being interfering. The resultant amplitude is calculated with the formula A is equals to your, this one is your A1 square plus of your A2 square plus 2 times of your A1, A2 into your cos theta. Theta is nothing but angle between them. Intensity is directly proportional to square as of amplitude. So intensity will become for me how much beta? So intensity will become for me I1 plus of your I2 plus 2 times of root of your I1 into your I2 into your cos of your theta. Theta is the angle between the two vectors beta. Like say this is your vector A1 and this is the vector of your A2. Angle between them is nothing but equal to your theta. Clear? Now tell me what is the condition for maximum and minimum interference beta? Now, if I am talking about your constructive interference, wave optics lo kuda vastundana. Bright points. For constructive interference, delta x is equals to path difference is n lambda, and delta phi will be equal to your 2 pi by lambda into your delta x. So that will be equal to your 2n into your pi. So maximum intensity for the constructive interference is root of your I1 plus root of your I2 into your whole square. And maximum amplitude is equals to your A1 plus of your A2. Okay. And the n value starts from here. N is equals to 0, 1, 2, 3, go on. Okay. So we'll be getting the even multiples for the delta phi. Now, if I'm talking about your destructive interference, for your destructive interference, for destructive interference, path difference will be delta x is equals to your 2n minus 1 into your lambda by 2. Okay. And delta phi will be equal to your 2 pi by lambda into your delta x. That is equals to your 2n. If I'm taking here positive beta, start with your n is equals to 0, 1, 2, 3. If I take minus, you start with your 1. Anything is fine for me. So it is 2n plus 1 into your lambda. Minus layer to start from 1 beta. If I'm taking positive, start it from your 0. So in this one, minimum intensity is given by I minima will be equal to your root of your I1 minus root of your I2 whole square. Minimum amplitude will be equal to your how much? A1 minus of your A. Next one. If string is fixed at both the ends, beta, a number of loops are present like this. So frequency for this one is calculated with the formula n is equals to your frequency formula. How do you calculate the frequency for this one beta? Frequency will be equal to your n is equals to your v by your 2l. N number of loops unte n into your v divided by 2 into your l. So n will be equal to your number of loops. I'll represent it with your f. That will be more better. Fundamental frequency will be equal to your n into v divided by 2 into your l. And that is equals to your n by 2l under root of your t by velocity. Okay. So open organ pipe, closed organ pipe. And for the strings, when it has been open in one end, closed end particulation, you can just go through that one better. That is also very, very important formulas to be remembered. Otherwise, it will be a problematic. So open organ pipe, closed organ pipe, and also the resonance tube particulation. maybe this time we'll be getting the question based upon your what you call the resonance tube beta, which is very important for this academic year condition. I hope you remember the formula for the resonance tube part deflation. Lekapodi, please try to refer your notes and try to do the resonance tubes also once. And try to talk about your closed organ pipe and as well as of your open organ pipe. If it is closed on this one, like this. This is your anti-node. This will be the node. So distance between node and anti-node is how much per millimeter? Lambda by 4. So L is equals to lambda by 4. V is equals to N into lambda. N is equals to V by lambda. Lambda is equals to 4 into L. So this will be the frequency for the closed organ pipe. So V already we know V is equals to under root of your T by mu. T by mu. For open organ pipe, if it is open on both the sides, like this. So distance from here to here is nothing but equal to how much beta? Lambda by 4, lambda by 4. So total distance will be equal to your lambda by 2. So this will be the L. V is equals to N into lambda. N is equals to V by lambda. So that is V. Lambda is nothing but 2 into L. So frequency will be equal to V by 2 into L. मैग्नेटिक इफेक्ट्स भी कर दिया, वेव्स भी कर दिया, एरर्स भी कर दिया. एक बार मॉडर्न फिजिक्स आप लोग अपनी तरफ से थोड़ा रिवीजन कर लो बेटा. So what is my personal what you call that one intention is, आप लोग एक बार मॉडर्न फिजिक्स पूरा अच्छी तरह से रिवाइज कर लो. यूनिट्स एंड डायमेंशंस एक बार अच्छी तरह से रिवाइज कर लो. सेमीकंडक्टर्स एंड डिवाइसेस में लॉजिक गेट्स पे थोड़े प्रॉब्लम्स कर लो. ट्रांसिस्टर्स पे थोड़े प्रॉब्लम्स कर लो. Xenon diode पे थोड़े प्रॉब्लम्स कर लो. फोटो डायोड्स पे थोड़े प्रॉब्लम्स कर लो बेसिकली. एंड या इस पे थोड़ा कंसंट्रेशन कर लो. देन डू द इलेक्ट्रोस्टैटिक्स. करंट इलेक्ट्रिसिटी पे एक बार किरचॉफ लॉ, पोटेंशियोमीटर वगैरह देख लो. अगर नहीं देखा है पोटेंशियोमीटर मीटर ब्रिज, 2-3 दिन पहले मैंने वीडियोस अपलोड किया हुआ है. वेरी फास्ट मोड में भी आप लोग देख के रिवाइज कर सकते हो. इलेक्ट्रोस्टैटिक्स, करंट इलेक्ट्रिसिटी एक बार रिवाइज कर लो. हीट एक बार रिवाइज कर लो. हीट में स्पेशली केटीजी रिवाइज करो अच्छी तरह से. हीट ट्रांसफर करो. लास्ट ईयर क्वेश्चन नहीं था इस पे, मे बी दिस ईयर वी मे एक्सपेक्ट अ गुड क्वेश्चन ऑन दिस वन. द नेक्स्ट वन इज नथिंग बट ऑफ योर कैरनॉट साइकिल पे, रेफ्रिजरेटर वगैरह पे थोड़ा हीट एंड थर्मोडायनेमिक्स भी अच्छी तरह से रिवाइज कर लो. ठीक है. अभी पढ़ाई से नोट्स चाहिए आप लोगों को? गला सूख रहा मेरा. चलो बेटा ठीक है, अभी रेस्ट कर लो. अभी बहुत देर हो गया. इट्स ऑलमोस्ट लाइक 2:30. I thought of taking up to early in the morning, लेकिन नहीं हो पाएगा. ये आप लोग फोन्स बंद कर लो, थोड़ा रेस्ट कर लो. फजर में उठ के फिर एक बार हो सका तो मॉडर्न फिजिक्स वगैरह रिवीजन कर लो. ठीक है. और थोड़े पीवाईक्यूज भी कर लो अच्छी तरह से. 5-5, 10-10 को भी कर लिया करो. ठीक है बेटा. भेज देता हूँ. सेंड यू ऑल दिस. ओके चलो बेटा, टेक केयर, गुड नाइट, बाय.